Yeah, I mean the thing about Oasis is like they just really.
There you go.
No, I don't want to throw any more shade on Oasis, Chris. I'm sorry.
What did you
No,
say? What's the story? What's the story, Morning Glory? Is that what?
Morning
Anime.
Glory. Come on, Jason. Were you not impressed?
Oh
Wait,
my
you
God.
saw it too, didn't you,
I
Jason?
saw it in Chicago with
Yeah.
Concert Buddy. It was.
Where's that recap? I want a recap.
I guess we can have it now. I live streamed it, Dom, and my audio was so bad because I did not set up the StreamYard setting. It was embarrassing to have the video so good and the audio so bad.
Well, that was bold to try to do that, but
Like, shout out to Mark Boyd who helped me get those subscribers that hit me over 1,000.
nice.
Oh boy.
There was like some obsessed Oasis fans. They were saying like, video great, audio bad. What the hell is wrong with you? Like, it's my fault.
Just put on the CD, man. Just look at that audio. You got the video going. Just pop on that Morning Glory. You'll be fine.
We should read some of the comments like on that video are hilarious. Somebody wrote coherent audio, Kevin Gray's business.
Non-coherent.
Right. Oh my gosh.
What was your take, Jason? I mean, what was your take on the show? You made the trek.
They were very professional. You know what I'm saying? Oasis. The check is cashed. So the Gallagher brothers going to be on good terms or negotiable terms, right? They don't have to look at each other. Just do your job.
Yeah.
Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about drugs or sex or profanity. You know what I'm saying? They were.
The video, the screen, and all of the different cameras. I was just like, damn, is that what shows are like now? Holy shit! I got close up of the keyboards. I mean, I got it's insane.
Was Andy Bell part of the live?
Yes, he was playing bass. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right.
I forgot who the drummer was, but the drummer was on point. He's always from the States.
Joey Walronker, I think. He is the son of the guy that used to head Warner Brothers.
Yeah, Lenny
Yes.
Walronker. Yeah, that guy's on everything. Walronker. Yeah, Concert Buddy went.
Well, yes, quick spec,
You're never going to live that down, looks like.
But the thing is, quick spec, if I find somebody who has the professional audio, I will sync up the video with the better audio and we'll put it back in,
It's going to be out there because they're releasing soundboard tracks like once a week, so somebody's got to have that leaked eventually.
So to answer Johnny Fever, I think you commented, right? Like maybe Miss Dr. Fever, if I call Kevin Gray, maybe he just need to boost that bass and mid-range, Concert Buddy, yes. More money, more money, more money.
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How did that work out? What was the financials on that show for you guys? Not just ticket, but just
It was expensive.
Yeah.
But the best part was I had a friend working concessions at MetLife, so he walked up and got like $60 worth of beer on the house right away.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I've had
that's
that
only
happen.
That's only 4 beers in New York.
Yeah. I've been in those
4
scenarios.
Heinekens.
Yeah, it's like for them, it's just like, yeah, boom, take.
Yeah.
But everyone else is paying $15, $20 for a stupid plastic bottle of Budweiser.
So here's the thing, right? Bonehead, right? I think Bonehead was there. He was like the peacemaker since he is the OG member, right? And he was between the Gallagher brothers, right? So I think any resentment or anger, they couldn't just look at each other because Bonehead was in the middle. Like it was like he must be the calming factor of the group.
Well, he's credited for the reunion. If you start to read up on some of the stories, he's the one that kind of got them in the same room as I cut the shit. I did get very nervous, and Rojas, you sent me a good video of this on Brooklyn Vegan. The first 2 songs, Liam was fucking irate with the sound guy, and I'm like, oh no. Like you could see him visually, like say, turn up my mic or my sound or whatever. So by the third song, all you heard was Liam for the rest of the show, nothing else. But it was okay. It was okay. It takes a lot to get. The last time I was at a stadium show was over a decade ago.
Just turn him down the front of the house. Give him plenty of monitor. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Turn him down the front.
He was not happy. I mean, I don't know what it would take to get you guys to a stadium show, but it takes a lot for me to go to a stadium show. And this was, I gotta say, the sound was great. The crowd was bananas.
That's a good
All
question.
the logistics were good, but it was tough being with 65,000 people, like trying to enjoy music.
You got to talk about this Waterloo fucking gold-plated thing they have going on. That's what I'm curious about. You got to talk about that.
Okay, so I don't
you guys,
know.
Joel and Jason, you get your gold-plated records. What'd you do? Gold-plated cherry poppin' daddies.
I mean, they posted on their Instagram their first customer was doing Nevermind, and he was holding a sealed copy of Nevermind. So I'm thinking you buy a record, and then they go and they gold plate it. I thought you bought like a pre-existing gold plate. So I don't know.
We need to show a picture of it. Can you get a picture of that? Let me see if I can throw up the Instagram and find the picture. Let's see here.
I can pull it up here too. If you can't find it.
Oasis, yeah, get your definitely maybe gold plated. It's the time to do it.
Well,
Cash in, cash out.
My question about Oasis, it's a band I did not really get into. I obviously know Champagne Supernova and Wonderwall and all that. But outside and Slide Away, outside of that, I don't really know anything about them. But I also didn't know until a couple years ago that Andy Bell was part of the live band or part of the band. I don't know. But I like Andy Bell and I like Ride. So at some point, I need to figure out like which Oasis songs did he have the most influence on. Maybe kind of like that'll be my in and checking out Oasis in more detail.
I think you should just listen to the first two albums. But I don't really know if anybody had any influence besides Noel. I mean,
wasn't he just like hired gun Andy Bell essentially?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I didn't really have anything. I'm not seeing it on their Instagram anymore. It was in the live thing that they showed, or I don't know. It's not a huge deal. It was just someone was holding up a copy of Nirvana's Nevermind, and they said it was their first gold-plated thing. I don't know. I honestly,
I missed that. I mean, what happened? I mean, we jumped straight over slabbing records right to gold plating them. Both are dumb, but we're doing both now.
So they have a room inside Waterloo that they call they were calling it the VIP room / and they had a bunch of different names for it. And on the back wall, they had a bunch of gold, like framed records on the back wall. And they had a machine in there that I guess they used to gold plate records.
Why? That's what, like, are you trying to make your own gold record like you were there when the record went gold? Or is this literally like you're encasing the record itself in gold? I mean, why is this a Waterloo thing? I'm very confused.
So the new owners, or I don't know, Jason, you know more about it. I don't want to like stick my foot in my mouth. The two people that like bought the stake in Waterloo or bought Waterloo or whatever it is they did, they have a pressing plant and probably other things too. And so they had the ability to do these gold records before. So it just naturally just gets all thrown into the Waterloo thing because, they're the new owners.
Okay.
Let me see if I can share the file.
Affleck was the Bomb and Phantom show.
I don't know if I can share it. Can one of you share the Waterloo link?
The one you
I'm having trouble. I changed my computer. I got to change the settings. It's not letting me share. Guys, I'm going on a mute strike for this Oasis hate, by the way. I'm just making it official. I'm putting it in the chat, so I'll see you guys. I'll be here, but I won't be talking until next week.
What are you talking about? They didn't do any songs from Be Here Now. That's not true. They did like whatever, right?
Who's hating on Oasis?
No, but I'm just being sensitive. I'm on a. While you guys are pulling this up, I'm on a really like bad hangover from this show last night. I waited a year for it, and now I'm very sad it's over. I almost went back tonight.
Did we answer your question about Oasis? Did we? Did you? Now you're not pleased.
That they finally reformed and let fans see them. I always thought it was silly that they wouldn't play any more shows. So whatever especially since it was like two brothers fighting, like your family, your blood, like don't pretend like you're not going to talk to one another again. Like that's ridiculous.
Well, money's on the table. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants a Oasis reunion.
I don't really buy that it was just about money.
I don't think it was about that. You could throw a shade that it was a money grab. I can tell you right now, I've never seen a band play with so much passion for money as they did last night. It just they didn't mail it in, like they didn't show up and just fucking punch the clock.
But Mike, one question I have is, why is this different than the last tour they did? Was it just they were going to play all of the hits essentially? What's the big difference from when they came to the States and played like Irving Plaza and no one went?
So I think the thing is that it's been 16 years, and I think this is one of these bands where now we're having kids, and I think it's getting passed on. Like this is almost like a classic rock thing. Sure. I think there's a whole new fan base that is exposed to, and I want to say this too. I think that the state of popular music is in a really horrific place, and I think people want this. To see a band go out and fill a stadium and like tear your head off for 2 hours and everybody like kind of unite. So,
I mean, nostalgia is strong. Nostalgia will always bring people back.
The thing is too, and I agree with that wholeheartedly, but this is a huge bias thing because I can't think of a rock band that means more to me, just the way what I grew up with and what I listened to. Like most of those songs are timeless. Like, they don't sound like 90s songs. They just sound like rock songs.
Chris, just so you know, I'm going to clip this and send it to the Fish fan club, and you're going to get kicked out. Like, I can't believe you just said Oasis was more important to you than Fish.
I didn't say that. It's different. Different times.
What about like Weezer or Chris Gaines?
What are you talking about? You want me to play on that? You want to hear some of it? Maybe near the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking about because I watched that video. You guys sent me the Melinda Murphy video, and then there was that Garth Brooks box set. No Chris Gaines in there though, huh?
It needs an audiophile reissue.
Yeah.
Speaking of today's topic, right? Tonight's topic, Russell here says I like Definitely Maybe, but it just sounds like doo-doo. Now, this topic was influenced by Joel, who was influenced by Melinda Murphy. So shout out to you, Melinda. If you're watching, you influenced this topic. Now, Joel, do you want to say what she was trying to do in her video?
Yeah. So I was going to give this whole big spiel about the VC and everything like that, but I see her videos in my stream. So her name is Melinda Murphy. She is a popular YouTube channel that talks about vinyl records. And the first video that showed up was her talking about like a record store that had a bunch of overpriced records. And then that bled. I wanted to see that because I wanted to see what the deal was. But then that ended and it rolled over into her next video, it's titled Reissuing the Same Vinyl Records Over and Over Again. And she talked about records that she wanted to get reissued. And she used a phrase in the video that she was holding up one of the records that she owned, and she said that she wanted an quote audiophile reissue of the record. And when I heard this, I was just in the right frame of mind to be a little ticked off about it, and I was thinking to myself, like, wait, what are you talking about? Like, an audiophile reissue of the record that you're holding in your hand? You have the record. The record is an audiophile issue of the record. Why do you want it to be reissued for when you're holding it? And then I started to think about like, wait, what the hell is audiophile? Like, I guess she's thinking what she has in her hand isn't an audiophile issue. And then, the ball was rolling, and what is she talking about? What is an audiophile thing? Why does she want? Because she mentioned UHQR and all the other
One step.
yeah, and I was like, well, why if you have the
Well,
record, do you want to spend $150 buying it again? I don't understand.
because as you know, Jason, what's the reason why? I know you know the answer.
Because you're hoping for a better sound.
And the newest is always the best sounding version.
Yes, according to the VC.
No, I know we sit here and we crack these jokes, but I'm being really serious about this because and I talked to Jason. I'm going to be short about this because I could sit here and ramble for like an hour, as Jason knows. I did this the other day.
Do it.
The complaint that I hear from people the most by far is that records cost too much. And so if records cost too much, why are people in the VC actively wanting a $150 version of a record, especially one that you have in your hand?
Searching, they're trying to get that thrill, always trying to get that new thrill,
Chasing the dragon.
Yeah.
I still don't get it. I don't.
Well,
so I think I've heard them. I have MoFis. I have one steps. I have the Virgin vinyl versions of records. I have some UHQRs. I have all this stuff, and they don't. They sound good. So
the only one that made sense to me was Odyssey and Oracle could use an upgrade, I think. Out of everything she showed, but there's certainly examples of records that could use that treatment, whether you buy into that or not. I mean, I personally don't. I have a handful of audiophile pressings, but to me, I'm always going to look for the nice shape clean original as possible. That said, yeah, I would be curious to hear Odyssey and Oracle like with a Kevin Gray facelift. Or somebody.
Well, I think when I'm watching this, and by the way, everybody knows I buy all this stuff. I buy a lot of it, but I don't buy it because it's an audiophile pressing. I kind of play into what Dom's looking for, is that clean original. I think we've begun confusing audiophile reissue with a clean flat record that's being reissued and remastered. That's not an audiophile record. And I would actually argue anytime you listen to a record of any album, that's an audiophile format, because that's going to be the best sonics. You're listening to a record. So it's like they keep on throwing out this, like, what does audiophile pressing mean? What if the recording is shit, like the first two Oasis albums? You can't make those audiophile pressings. Like, there's just a certain sound to them that exists, and it's not, people aren't going to engineering school and like saying like, oh, I got to hear how Morning Glory was done so I can model my, my approach to that. Like, it sounds like crap. Like, but it's
I mean, never mind the Bullocks as a what are they doing as a craft?
Rhino Hi-Fi.
I mean, unless you don't have it and you're like, this may be the best version, and you don't own it. Okay, there's a reason. But it's silly.
But Tom, they're doing that, and then they're turning around 2 months later in October, and they're doing just a standard reissue of it.
Why not? Black vinyl versus colored, maybe?
I don't know. I think one's the hi-fi and one's just a standard, whatever's in print or whatever. I don't know. I haven't read up too much on it, to be honest. But
I looked at those. I didn't realize they had already announced the Rocktober thing, and I don't want to change the topic from our current rant. But damn, dude.
Well, my thing is always like, okay, it's a nice, clean, it's remastered and all that stuff, analog tape, all that stuff. That's all great. I just would push back on the idea that you can't find nice shape, near mint, or even sealed versions of some of these records that are pretty common. And to me, the original process is always going to reign supreme, or close to it. Like Tim, University of Vinyl, does a good job of pointing out these specific pressings that are done really well that you don't need to spend more than $15 or $20 on. So show me why it's necessary to pay up for a record in a box for $120. Is it really going to blow your mind that much? I would say absolutely not. But everyone's got their own money to spend, so what do I care?
Of course it is. We put Audiophile on it. You know what I'm saying?
So let's go through this, because a big part of this is like
right here,
the education of not only me but the people watching this video. Does the way an album was mastered play into whether it's audiophile or not? Like, is it possible for an original album, however it was mastered, to not be audiophile, and for someone to remaster it and it become audiophile if everything else was the same?
Go ahead, Jason.
I'm going to quote Tim here, with Michael Fremer on standby, ready to say best you've ever heard, Joel. You ain't going to buy it? Come on now, you don't like butter on your crisps?
So I'm not trying. Listen, I don't. I want to be funny about it too, but like I'm being serious about it. To me, the answer is no. The way you master a record does not make it audiophile or not audiophile, right?
What?
Can someone argue differently?
Okay.
Well, so much of it has to do with what you've got in your house, though, before you even put a record on.
Okay, so you're talking about the equipment. I just want to talk about if you have an original album and then somebody remasters it, can the remaster be audiophile because of the changed master, the new mastering?
Probably not. Probably not.
Okay.
I'll be serious. Probably not.
So the next thing is the quality of the vinyl itself. Can original be non-audiophile, and then can somebody put it on quote virgin vinyl or some other kind of material, and can it become audiophile?
Yes, if you use the key words that Tim pointed out, you use the marketing speak, right? Then it could be audiophile.
Okay, so are we saying audiophile is 100% just a marketing thing and it's just bullshit?
No,
Right now
I mean,
it is.
okay.
It's just overused.
Yes.
Right now it is. Like you can't take so there's standards. There's certain records that come out historically that are audiophile, quote unquote, without it being a marketing term. There's system testers, right? There's sonically pleasing records that are well recorded. It goes back to the source, in my opinion. If that album came out and it's always been quote unquote audiophile and pleasing to audiophiles, then that's already established. You can't take a record that was recorded like shit and remaster to make it an audiophile. It doesn't make any sense. To me, at least.
So I think, like, without the jokes and everything, I think we need to, like, so somebody in chat did say the mastering of a record could make it audiophile. So it goes back to like what actually is audiophile? Is audiophile just what we're calling the best sounding version of a record, or is there some standard like a record has to meet XYZ in order to consider it audiophile?
Well. First off, I'm going to be. And this isn't towards you, Joel. Just in general, my problem is that an audiophile is a person.
Yeah.
A person who's interested in sound. So a record can't be an audiophile, right? So when you say an audiophile pressing, it means it's maybe marketed towards audiophiles because they think that they're putting out a version of that record that's going to appeal to that community. That's the way I'm kind of seeing what an audiophile pressing is. Because to me, if you use the tapes, the quality is good, the packaging is nice. That doesn't make it audiophile.
Well, and most of the time, even if you do all these things and you improve on the mastering and you improve on the pressing chain, to me, a lot of times it just ends up sounding different, not necessarily better. To me, there's definitely exceptions where you can be like, wow, that they improved a crappy, or I guess there are times where you might hear something in its original state that is just, average. So there's times where you might be able to improve that. But to me, a lot of the times it's just different. Like bass is always like way too much, right?
Okay.
Audiophiles also, in my, I'm making some pretty bold statements here. I'll probably get roasted later on for this, but like audiophiles don't chase records. Audiophiles chase gear.
Definitely.
Like so when you start to pull audiophiles into chasing records, it doesn't make sense to me. I would feel more comfortable if they just put out a reissue and then the audiophile community just did their own shootouts and
In my experience, a
analysis
lot of
of
those
it.
people are CD people.
Yes. Or digital or straight like streamers.
Yeah.
So I think before I got heavily like involved in these discussions, I always thought I was an audiophile first because I would chase gear. I always chase gear. I got my gear that I love and I stick with it. But that doesn't mean that I'm looking for a record to fill that now. If I want to change the sound of my system and improve it, I just go get different gear.
Yeah.
I don't go finding the record
Okay.
that's gonna
So
catch me up.
before we
and
get
fill
into
it
the
up.
gear thing, because I want to get into that. Jason, do you have any thoughts on the general question that I said? What?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll go to Daniel's question. I just want to. He's saying audiophile is an individual who enjoys music as the artist intended in your sound room, right? So, do you think the Oasis concert will meet audiophile standards? I actually think it could because it's mixed. For clarity, for energy. Definitely it can, right?
Okay.
Right.
So by that definition, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So if an audiophile is an individual enjoys the music as the artist intended, that would mean if the original, if a band chose to remix an album to be because there was something wrong with the original one and they remixed it, that would by definition make the one that they remixed. There was a band that did that.
It's Queen.
Zeppelin did
another
it too.
band.
Well, Jimmy Page did it for Zeppelin too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would make the Jimmy Page ones be theoretically the audiophile one because
Those
that's
are not
how
audiophile.
No. But they're raw. They're
So you're disagreeing with that definition.
I disagree that there's a such thing as an audiophile pressing.
Okay.
Because if I took a UHQR and put it on my daughter's turntable, you can't tell it's audiophile. You just can't. I'm sorry. You can't tell it has an intention. So the pressing matters from a quality standpoint, from the sourcing, all that stuff, but to label it audiophile is a little bit of a misleading marketing play, in my opinion.
Okay.
You can have an audiophile turntable. You can have an audiophile stylus. You can have audiophile speakers, amps, streamers, DACs. I don't see how you can have an audiophile record or a CD.
Yeah, because if you're doing due diligence at every step of the way on your process to pressing your record and making sure everything sounds great, that's just doing what you're supposed to do. Is that audiophile? Like if I cut a record from the original tape, if my mastering engineer knows what they're doing and uses all tube gear, is that audiophile? Is that just me trying to get the best sound possible? I just think you're just trying to do a good job. I don't see how that's audiophile.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, before we get to the equipment, Jason, do you have any other thoughts besides laughing at the comments?
I think we should define audiophile. Like, do you agree with Daniel? I know that Groove Seeker did not agree, right?
What was Daniel's thing? Was he the one who said it was as the artist intended?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what an audiophile is because I don't consider myself one. So, like, if that's...
It shouldn't have anything to do with packaging. No packaging shouldn't matter.
Here's the problem with this definition. I would venture to say 75 to 85% of the records that are classics that are in this audiophile recycling bin that constantly come out, the artist probably didn't have the final say in how it sounds. Yeah. And they sure don't have the final say when one of the mastering engineers, with the exception of maybe like Bellman and Neil Young or something like that, have a say in how it sounds when it comes out. So it has nothing to do with the artist's intent.
Correct. I agree. Shout out to my buddy, my friend, Mr. Horseshit. Audiophile is just an ambiguous standard in today's market terminology. This is true, right? Now they've used it in marketing, right?
See, that's I have a hard time with that, right? Like the freight, like the freight's comment he just put about what he thinks. It can't be this because that's subjective, right? What one person thinks is great isn't what someone else thinks is great. So the definition definitely cannot be that. I don't think it can't be. To me, it can't be something like the definition of a word cannot be subjective. It has to be what it has to be something specific.
If you want to define an audiophile recording, it has nothing to do with pressing. It's the source material. It's the source material, how it was mixed, how it was engineered, how it was recorded, that whole package before it gets put on tape, CD, vinyl, on Apple Music. Like that's where the
Okay, so you're saying that if I'm a band and I'm in a studio recording an album, there's a quote audiophile way of doing it.
No, I'm not saying that because I don't think bands set out and said we're going to make an audiophile record. I think bands.
I would be afraid of. I would be very leery of a band that said that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think a band records a record. It goes through the whole chain of process and it gets released to the public, and then a group of people who value sound turn around and say, "Wow, this is one of the best sounding recordings I've ever heard."
Right.
So it's just by luck.
No. If you're a band, you're gonna want the best thing, unless you're Sabrina Carpenter. That's another topic, okay? I listened to that new record in one sitting, and I was like, wow, that was like an hour thrown away.
Yeah.
But most bands, if you're serious, right, you will, like the Freight has done, right? He recorded, he wanted the best thing, and sound, right? He wanted best sound, right? So he was achieving audiophile, standards. You know what I'm saying? No other band like you know what I'm saying, Joel? Like you wouldn't be like, no, I intentionally want to make this bad because I don't know like anything. You know what I'm saying? You most strive to make a good sounding record.
I imagine everybody does
within your limitations.
I feel like too in the past maybe 5 to 10 years, what was audiophile candy has totally transformed. Like the audiophile community used to be like heavily into classical music, acoustic music, orchestral music, maybe jazz. I don't think they were putting, Fleetwood Mac's Tango in the Night on their list. So like, I must have this record in my collection to help my system perform or display my system. Like that's outrageous to me.
Yeah, we're paranoid. I mean, I guess it's just trying to find a new place to go with these things. Let's do what we haven't done before.
Okay, so it sounds like we're not going to have like a hard definition. So let's talk a little bit. You mentioned equipment because I've noticed, one of the things I see a trend in is the people that have spent more money on their equipment are the ones who are more likely to be talking about wanting audiophile records. So given that I just have like a couple 1200s over here and I've had a Fluence, I personally, there is a difference between a Fluence and a 1200, but it's mostly in not necessarily in sound quality for me, but rather in functionality. But does a record, let's take speakers out of the equation for a second, just the turntable itself or the record player. If you took the same speakers and put 100 different record players on there, any difference?
Yes.
Or is it just about and same
There's,
needs?
And there's so many factors too, like what's your room like and what's your position of everything, what kind of cable do you use?
Oh no, don't go.
We're not doing cable. I'm not doing cable talk tonight. We're talking about cable. We're talking about Oasis. That's it.
I
Well,
couldn't help myself.
this may be too like specific for the stream, but let's say everything was the same cables, same room, same everything. You took a 1200 and you played a record, and then you took the same needle and everything else and put a $20,000 record player in there. Everything else being the same, does the record
Well,
sound
well,
different?
the stylus is the key there, though. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you use the same
same
stylus,
stylus.
I wonder about that. It's all about the stylus in that point of view.
I think the only time you're going to get, I agree with Dom's stylus. That's the majority of money on turntables anyway, from what like where I live in the world I live in with my turntables. But you'd have to have an absolute perfect room, in my opinion, to eliminate like some of the things that these tables do well, like echo, vibration, all of that. I think like apples to apples, you probably wouldn't hear too much of a difference um, playing the record on a better turntable with a similar stylus. I mean, maybe you would, but there's a lot of like nuance that would go into it. Now, an audiophile would probably be there and say like, they give you 3 or 4 characteristics that they're hearing that might be different, but they're actively listening for that.
Well,
You know what I mean? They're not actively listening for the lyrics or the bass. Like it's a different way of listening to music.
another key thing is if you are someone who's got $20,000 in your room in your house that you're listening to gear on, I do understand where you want to get records that are going to be pressed well and most importantly good condition, because your system will point out all of the problems, all the defects. So a record that's pressed badly will have surface noise or wow and flutter or dead fill or whatever. That's where I would say you might want to be looking to get the best thing you can in that situation. I am not in that situation. I mean, I don't have a budget system by any stretch, but I'm not there, so that's not sort of my concern. But if I had a really expensive system, I would be trying to make sure I played pretty clean records on it. And if my stylus costs more than my mortgage, I would also want to be making sure I'm, not fucking it up with, VG records. So that's a whole nother thing that goes into the play there.
So, Tom, I don't know if I shared this with you and Joel, but I talked to Jason about this. So I actually stopped playing my number one table for like the past 2 months. I've gone back to my like budget, more common table because of that, because of the obsession of like the people don't realize about great turntables and great cartridges is like when it's amazing, it's amazing. When there's a flaw or it's bad, it's beyond frustrating. I can't even think of the adjective for it. That is as good as the high is, the low is even worse. So when I guess they can label that as audiophile because it's supposed to be a clean record, quiet record, but it's just a reissue that's got strong quality control and good source material. I don't think that makes it audiophile. I just don't.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. If it's done the right way and everything's pressed the correct way and all that stuff, it doesn't have to be called audiophile, even if some might consider it to be. It's just due diligence.
And how many records through the past like 4 or 5 years makes I put that link up the TAS list, the super list. Like there's $30 records, standard pressings on that list sometimes that are not labeled audiophile, that because the recording is magnificent and the pressing, I guess the pressing quality matters here. It makes that list. No one knows it's an audiophile record. If you go back, when did the last Daft Punk album come out, Joel? 10 years ago?
God, yeah.
That's an audiophile record. It wasn't intended to be, but that's a great record to play for reference digitally or on physical media because it sounds fantastic. So audiophiles like, oh, this record's recorded really well. It sounds good. Daft Punk didn't put out, and Universal didn't put out a pressing and said this is an audiophile issue of this album. They just pressed the record and put it out.
They just did it right.
Question for the panel: would any of you consider spending $50K on a tone arm?
If I was a millionaire, why not?
Yeah, if I was spending $300,000 on a turntable.
Sure.
Well, that's another thing that we don't need to get into it, but I never really understood the difference between like an S-style tone arm and a straight tone arm. I don't, I know there's videos out there and I could educate myself on it, but that's one of the things that like, to me, all of this stuff is like a big turnoff, to getting it like,
well, KRWD raises a good point, like the law of diminishing returns. does come into play for this stuff, you know.
So with the vinyl Dreamscape, where you talked about you changed from a red to a blue, right? Or red to blue.
Yes.
Did you have? I'm sure there's videos for this online, but like I'm wondering, has anyone done like a sound test between the
Somebody
red and blue or
has.
something like that, and I could hear it?
Yeah, they
I'm
have.
curious about
I
it.
could do one for you,
Okay.
actually. I
What
own
kind
the
of?
red, blue, bronze, and this black.
Okay. Because I bought a stylus for my turntable. I don't remember what it is, but it wasn't cheap, but it also wasn't like $1,000 or anything like that. Um, but it is a subject. So now I can see where the equipment is going to come into play much more than the record itself, I think.
That's the thing. Audiophiles listen to equipment.
Yeah, that's the key.
Now,
I think for anyone who calls himself an audiophile, they're not playing, the Audio Technica LP 120. They're in another league.
but so Dom, you bring up an interesting point. Like I think I play in that audiophile field sometimes with one of my setups, but my guess the turntable I've been listening to for the past 2 months is the LP 120 with a.
I'm actually not putting that thing down. That thing's great. Yeah.
Right, it sounds fantastic, and I have the VM 295 on it, or 450, whatever it is. The red audio sounds fine to me. It's like that's what I want to hear right now. So,
you're a sane person, Chris. Okay, that's why.
But it's fun to have both. It's fun to have both, and it's fun to do the comparison. And you know what? Some records, I really don't care about getting every detail out of the record. Like if I'm going to put on, I don't know. Freaking Ryan Adams record, like just throw it on the 120. Like I don't care. I'm not there like listening to see if his middle finger, hit the fifth stret. Like.
Do you have does everyone have a favorite demo record to play when you change gear, stylus, anything?
Oh yes. Do you want to know what it is?
Sure.
Okay, are you
Chris Gaines?
No. Do you want me to go get it? I'll go get it.
Yeah.
If we want to get into it, I mean, I have one for sure.
It's gonna be embarrassing, but you know what? It's my stream. I'll embarrass my own self, so I'll go get it.
Okay. You do that as well, Chris?
No, I don't care.
You don't pick the same one record that you know really well to
No.
Okay. I'm guessing you don't do that, Joel.
Well, I mean, if I don't have different equipment, but I mean, there are records I know extremely well.
Because to me, that's the way to tell, right? Like right before you change that gear or the stylus or whatever it is, you play it and then you put the new thing in. And
honestly, when I change stylus, it's just because what I wanted to buy at that time. I'm not doing it for a sound. I probably should be. I probably sound like a fucking noob who's just been listening to records for a year, but you wouldn't be able to tell that I've been listening to records since I was a kid. And
Are you ready?
I don't care about any stuff.
Are you ready?
Looks like it's going to be good.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Taylor?
Oh, hell no. I'm trying to figure out what the year was. 84 or had to be 87, right? 87, Chicago 17.
I fucking knew it.
So when I really want to hear it deep in the heart, Peter Cetera, he's got to like scream like the eagle. You know what I'm saying? He's got to emote. Bill Champlin, the guy that sang more gruff, like he took over, Terry Kath's place, This is the one. I know Dom's like, what the hell is going on?
You might be on an island on this one, Jason. I don't know.
And for Tim, it is the Quiet Stew pressing. Let's be real.
Hot.
Does it say audiophile on it?
No. Limited.
Doesn't say audiophile on it. Doesn't say audiophile on it, but those pressings appeal to a lot of record collectors and audiophiles alike.
Back
There's
in the
no
day,
audiophile marketing on that sticker.
That's their version of marketing or audiophile back in the day. Limited
back
edition.
in the day. Right.
They got to do a UHQR of that thing.
Oh no, please don't. It's already good. It's good enough,
Yeah, these are all what Elliot's saying is all important. Like if you're not making sure everything is like aligned properly and you're using the correct counterweight and everything, like you're kind of batting from behind the play there.
Yeah, this is the thing that I definitely agree with that. And this is why I've always said like stores, they sell a lot of turntables and then they just leave people to their own devices to get them set up. and I feel like when the vinyl resurgence first became a thing, and this was like, I don't know, 10 years ago or whenever it was when it started, I thought like this is going to die out so fast. Like the first time someone's needle wears out and they have to buy a new one, like they're just going to quit. Like because 99% of people aren't going to know even how to change the needle.
They never do, probably.
Yeah. Well, you have at some point you have to, like, because
No, I know, right? But
um
I think that's a great point. There's not enough record stores that have people on staff doing repair or just basic stylus change or putting your belt back on. I mean, I can't tell you how many times people will come into the store and be like, my turntable's broken, and just like pop it off, be like, okay, boop, belt, you're good. And they just like thought
It's
it
a
was the greatest thing in the world.
It's a machine. Like not everybody knows how to change their own oil or put their own brakes on. It's
This is why it's
a
like,
piece of
to me,
equipment.
it's a miracle that there is a vinyl boom. You know, because it's like just that's the idea that people are going to go out there and buy turntables. They're going to set them up.
Well, I
Don't
think
forget, a lot of people don't even have a turntable. We talked about that before, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
And also, a lot of people aren't buying turntables; they're buying record players.
Yeah.
They're
So,
buying.
okay, let's talk
constantly-
about that. What's the difference between a record player and a turntable?
A record player to me is like a budget all-in-one system that is for the common use. It's like buying back in the day, like a little boom box with a cassette in it, like a little radio, blaster radio. Turntable is more of a machine that can be customized and has higher quality, doesn't have speakers involved, usually doesn't have a phono preamp built in. Like that's the big difference to me.
Cool. And Dom, did you ever say what your reference record was?
Ballad of El Gudo, Big Star.
Wow, really?
Every time, yes.
It's a good reference. I mean,
It's dynamic because
ain't no Chicago.
Well, no. Can you? Do you got another Quiax2 of that, Jason? You could send me. Maybe I'm missing out.
Actually, I do. I play them. I have another Quiax.
Right, you need two. You need two.
So then when I'm comparing cartridges,
Yeah, so
then
you can
I
go
hear
back
the
and forth.
difference. Yes.
Shit. Well, if you get a third one, let me know.
Okay. I'll try to get it signed by Peter Cetera, right? He'll be like, to Dom, of course, Quiax is better.
I'll be like, Peter who?
Oh, no. You see, you're talking about double fantasy. Watching the wheels. Woo.
Well, I think a valid question is, does everyone think there are some records that could use an audiophile remaster? Because most of the time it's just ones that have been done before in some fashion.
Well, unless you buy like one of those audiophiles specific, like the frequency record, you know what I'm talking about? Do you hear all that?
The demo recordings?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I actually have one by Audiophile. It's just hilarious. Like, it actually goes through all the frequencies and what you should be hearing, which is amazing, you know? Wow, sure.
Some of those test records are collectibles too. I've seen some pretty high-priced ones in shops, vintage test records.
I never heard that.
I appreciate everyone who put in their favorite cart and stylus combo in the chat.
Oh, I have to look at mine. I forgot what it is.
So it seems like to me, the vinyl hobby, it's like a
It's like a
I don't know
cult.
I don't know what the word is, but it's like the more expensive your equipment is, the more expensive your record's got to be, which means the more expensive your equipment's going to be.
Yeah.
Like you're just gonna, because I've noticed this, right? Like we all know people in the VC who've made videos who are like they're constantly upgrading their equipment, and then they're just constantly getting more and more quote audiophile records, and it's just this continuous thing of like getting the more expensive or the better equipment.
They're just buying reissued. I think that's the problem for me is, Joel, they're just buying reissues. I'm just buying reissues. I don't buy it because it says audiophile on it. I just want a clean $35 Tone Poet instead of buying a VG $400 Blue Note original.
Oh god.
Like so.
Oh my god. Yes, that's Discord needs to get in on this reissue audiophile game.
No.
Can you imagine?
And I've always said Discord is maybe the best label in the world because they don't let their stuff stay out of print for very long. They're always repressing their stuff, so you can always.
Same with Drag City.
Yeah, and it's like that's all I want from a label. Don't let your shit go out of print for too long. Keep it available. That's you know what I mean. And keep it cheap. None of their records are even $20. That's what the best part about it. Like, there's no like ripping people off or anything like that from them.
No.
To answer this question, I do have the Funkadelic. I haven't compared it. I did the Fleetwood Mac Tango in the Night. That video will be coming out soon.
I still have the 45 RPM Funkadelic in the store. No one's bought it yet.
The first album, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there is some Discord that has gone out of print, but it's pretty rare. And that's probably not because Discord didn't want to keep it in print. It's probably the band.
Yeah.
Did Org Music put Audiophile on that sticker, on the hype sticker for that?
I'll go get it. Here, I'll go get it. Hold up.
Oh, that's an Org?
Mine's in the store, so I couldn't tell you.
I should look at my Nirvana.
I did get a bumper sticker with it. If anyone buys the 45 RPM, they're going to get a bumper sticker that says.
Speaking of Ride, this reissue of this is amazing.
Where? Yeah, dude, that album. Period. That's like
the Rhino reissue of this is incredible.
Make him big, Dom. Put that book up there.
This
is one of the best albums ever made. If you don't have this album in your collection, I don't want to see your collection.
It's actually the only Ride record I have, but I have the others on CD, which I enjoy too. This is the one though, yeah.
That album, I saw them. They did a tour a couple years ago where they played that album in full. Oh my god, it was like heaven. And if you like Oasis, you need to be listening to that album too.
It's a great sounding record. I do know that. Let's see.
Okay, well, Noel has great taste in music, so.
No, you do. So Vinyl Kick, you're mentioning Gray Matter. Hit me up later. I might have a copy of that.
They did this with no hype sticker at all. Isn't that amazing? Right. Org. Because they were like, what's audiophile? We don't know. Who knows? There's nothing. Just a silly little barcode.
I love that there's people in the chat that like Discord, and Vinyl, he's always mentioning Gray Matter, like you're my people, like you know what I mean. Like I wanted to meet people that have like similar taste in music as me.
I guess I'm gonna keep showing things since it's on me.
Yeah.
This is my only one of my 2 tone poets, 2 or 3 tone poets I have.
Nice.
That audiophile stuff. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like Jason, we were eating ice cream, and I was probably just like blathering on about some shit, and so I appreciate him humoring me in this topic because.
Let me see if I can make myself big and show this.
Yeah. Oh, there's the 45.
Yeah, I want to see that. What does that sticker say?
So this is a good test if they say it on there.
Because there's no way Funkadelic's audiophile.
That's exactly.
No, it says 45 RPM edition. It doesn't say audiophile. It says
restored and remastered. No tape on this one.
It says mastered direct from analog tape to live.
Does it? Oh, it does. Oh, it does say that. Yeah.
It says restored and remastered with care. That's all it says. It doesn't say audiophile.
With care.
But see that's and most labels now would put that out and put audiophile on it. It's none of Funkadelic's recordings are audiophile.
No.
Not even close. It's a known thing.
Shit.
So that's just the way it should be. Like from the tapes.
This is the audiophile version right here.
That's the OG.
No. This is the audiophile version, Dom.
Well, hold on. Let me get a sticker and a pen, and I'll make it audiophile. I have a friend who actually makes his own hype stickers.
You're kidding. What does he put on the hype sticker?
Just like for fun. Well, you know, kind of like when you go into some shops and the clerk will write out like a description or something. He'll do that, but like make it look a little more pro and like sort of like use a nice font and do it all by hand. I should get him to do some of mine.
That's right.
Maybe that's a service.
You would put Fremer's quote, the best I've ever heard, Michael Fremer.
Every time.
I want to talk about Daniel's quote here. So I don't think Prince falls in this at all. Prince was notorious for like 2 takes on a song and getting an engineer to clean it up as fast as possible and move on from it. He did not put a lot of care in his recordings at all. On all
just turn and
his
burn.
big records. Just turn and burn. There's so many. There's actually mistakes.
He's got more.
Like he's
got too many songs to write.
Things. Yeah.
I think Prince was not human. That guy was insane.
But go back to that. So Miles, I think Miles might be deemed as audiophile recordings because he had the Columbia Studios.
You think?
Maybe like some of his recordings are outstanding. Radiohead. It sounds great when you stream it.
Like out of any of those, I would say Tool. I guess no.
Maybe.
The reissue is what, Joel? The Funkadelic, what, around 50?
Yeah, it's $49.99.
Oh no shit! Wow.
But it's on 245. Yeah. But then a near mint original, maybe over 100.
Oh well, good luck finding that. That's one case. They're never above VG Plus mostly. Even finding VG Plus is tough. This one isn't as hard as Funkadelic to find in that shape, but still, any of these Westbound records are tough as far as condition is concerned. There's tons of copies out there. It's just condition. I have to check this out. Maybe I need this audiophile suite.
Oh, no.
What am I looking at here? Oh, it's okay. It's all right. Not pretty good.
No, what?
So you're telling me the Funkadelic is a 2 LP for $50?
Yes.
Well, there's that's the all analog one. Then they have a standard.
Oh, they did too.
They did too, yeah.
Now, who did? There was some label was doing the other Free Your Mind and Maggot Brain a few years ago, but those were not legit or something. Is that right?
No, they were legit.
They were legit. They're just like I have so many versions of Maggot Brain except an original, and the last one they did was the 50th anniversary, which just sounds like the standard Westbound reissue. It's nothing.
Okay, 4 Men with Beards. You got that version?
No, I don't have that. That one.
That's what I used to have. Thankfully, I did get the orig. Yeah.
So you're looking at there's 2 Pittman pressings of the original US of the first Funkadelic, and VG is 140.
Well, that's gone way up. Wow.
Last one was April 23rd. VG for one. Yeah. I just lost it because I'm not logged in.
They're loud records, fucking funky records, I guess. So you don't. I guess it's not as like you're listening to a Nick Drake LP, but yeah, Tim will know. Tim will have this down pat.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about?
Please.
I'll be there tomorrow. That would be sick.
You gonna fire up the jet? Fire up Taylor's jet. You'll be there.
Cheap flights to Detroit, typically.
Hey, can you make this account that I'm in chat with mod or whatever? Because it's not.
Who? You're not a mod?
I am on my other account, but this is a different account.
All right, hold up a second. Gotta find it.
I just wanted Vinyl Kicks to know that Gray Matter album is not out of print.
So Dom, are you saying that the inner sleeve doesn't make it an audiophile reissue?
You better put a good inner sleeve in there. Come on. That's just basics. That's just tomato sauce. Come on.
Yeah, and I generally, we can put a button on the Melinda topic because it's not just Melinda that makes comments like that. That was just the one that caught my ear that day.
Well, I watched her video when she sent it to me, and I'm just confused on what she means. Like, what like an audio. I think one she brought up that caught my attention was like an audiophile pressing of Yellow Brick Road. Like what?
Why?
What are we going to do to that record? It sold 20 million copies worldwide. I'm sure you can find an early press.
You can find a sealed copy, probably not too hard.
Yeah. So it's like, I'm struggling as somebody who buys. By the way, somebody who buys these reissues. You guys know what I buy, Joel. You know what I buy lately. Like, I buy these reissues. I just don't know what makes them audiophile. I just buy them because they're clean.
Is that your sole reason? Just that it's a record you want to have in clean condition?
It's usually clean, and then the compare of like, all right, what does Discogs have in near mint or VG plus? What's the price range? Is it a trade off? Am I really gonna? So how many records do I have? Am I really gonna listen to this thing 30 times in the next year? Where I'm gonna be like, I gotta have the best sounding version. Like, no, I want
the other thing is like I feel like people are like mixing terms, right? Because she also said she wanted an audiophile reissue of the Zombies, and then someone put in the comments that they've recently quote reissued the Zombies record, and she said, "Oh, I didn't know that someone did that." So like they're mixing. If you just took that alone, it seems like they're conflating reissue with audiophile. Like
that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, I feel that way. It's like, just put it out as a reissue. Put the source on it. Tell us who engineered it. You don't have to throw an audiophile label on it. And I go back to the basic thing I'm saying. Audiophiles that I've encountered mostly listen to records because they feel like that's the best format. Or they can't afford tapes, the reel to reel. Like, they feel like that's the audiophile medium is a record in general. So it's like it's just a weird thing, and you don't have to be an audiophile to like records, or vice versa, I guess. But
yeah, I'm evidence of that.
So, do you think Melinda's confused?
It sounds to me like she potentially is, but also I've seen her videos now for seems like a couple years, and now like if you look at the background of her more recent videos, she has what appears to be a much more expensive turntable.
She's got some Macintosh gear, it looks like.
Yeah, so it's like I wonder if she's been influenced because now she has better gear or more expensive gear. I don't know if it's better.
Well, that's the thing. Sorry, go ahead, Joe. My bad.
No, I mean, that's why I was kind of getting at. I wonder if because she has more expensive gear, now she's thinking, I quote, need an audiophile thing. And then maybe she needs to be part of the conversation of like, what does that even mean? Because she had like she has a clean originals. I mean, I'm assuming they're clean because she didn't say they weren't.
Maybe it was just clickbait. Everybody loves an audiophile video.
The other thing well, first off, I don't really know Melinda at all, so this isn't just about her. It's just her video, I guess, inspired the topic. But there's tons of other videos that I see all the time about this. But the other thing I think gets lost on this is that your equipment can completely color the sound of a pressing, and and that's a key factor in my opinion, because like Jason and I have this debate all the time. I have a very bright cartridge. I think my cartridge is very bright. I think my speakers are very bright. So when I put on a bass heavy reissue, I don't get that out of my output. It's pretty tame to me. I even turn my sub on at times and it doesn't bolster the recording. So like there's that other factor too, is that the reissue is one thing, and it kind of goes back to my point, is that the equipment really controls the audiophile output, not necessarily the pressing. The pressing is just a remaster.
Yeah.
I mean, typically if the pressing is better or sounds better by everyone's standards, you should still see an improvement on your system too, if all things are equal. But I do think if you're not like taking care of your gear or trying to get the best gear that you can within your budget, you know, you're kind of missing half the story in terms of trying to get good sound.
Yeah. Even on my main turntable, I can put just like a standard pop pressing, like a Lana Del Rey or something. It sounds amazing because my cartridge is amazing, so it's picking up
Well, it's
more
also
detail.
Lana. It's also Lana
Well,
Del Rey.
that's true too. So pick anything else. I don't know, but I don't know.
See Mr. Jose's comment here.
I know, dude. He comes into the chat and instantly causes chaos. Instant chaos.
You don't like his comments?
No, John Bong, you need to relax, man.
Right
Chat
here, right
vampire.
here. Right here. Audiophile record is a record you don't give a crap about the music, but how it sounds. In all caps, right?
What makes you think saying crap is better than saying shit?
I put an audiophile, you know.
Yeah, come on.
Remaster
John
on
Bong,
that
get him on
word.
the screen so that way we can make this last another 3 hours. Come on, get him up.
Do you really want him on here?
Fuck it. Let's do it. We don't have anything else to talk about. We settled this. That audiophile means nothing, so...
Oh, I got
What?
a big list here.
No, we're
I
not
don't have a
settled
whole
with
thing.
this. What are you talking about?
All right, John Bong. I
We've
tried
got-
to
Look at my list.
We've
I
gotten
tried
to
to-
a place. We've gotten to a place where being into music and buying records has been interchangeable with audiophile, and they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
And selling somebody a record that says audiophile on the hype sticker doesn't make that person an audiophile. That's where it's gotten murky.
Right. You didn't listen to what Dom said. Like, you know, in a way, when you're growing your record, you know, collecting journey, you're listening, you shouldn't go after this audiophile, this marketing speak, you know? You've confused what you're looking for now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you really should try to, like, listen to all different kinds of things, you know? Not just audiophile records, right? Did I say that right, Dom?
Yeah, basically. I also just wonder if there's some element of people who are really so focused on getting the best version of a thing is that maybe they feel lost in their life about finding new music, and they're like, I just want to keep buying Fleetwood Mac. That's what I know. I like familiarity. Same thing. I don't know. Maybe that's a hot take.
I mean, she showed a copy of Genesis Invisible Touch on that video. And
There's
that
only
was-
one Genesis album that should be remastered, if you ask me.
Uh-oh.
I will be alone on this island. Let's see if I can find it.
Let me go get the link for Mr. Bong here.
Uh-oh. Is this it? No. No, I have to go over here.
It's the message.
What else? What else do we want to say about?
Well, what do you want to say?
So I think it's important. So obviously the hype stickers have been problematic, right? We all knew they were problematic during the MoFi stuff. They continue to be problematic. What is that?
This is the Genesis album nobody likes.
Wait,
But
which one? No, that one's awesome. What are you talking about?
Everybody hates this.
Silent Sun? Man, that's a jam.
The Conqueror?
When the sour turns sweet? Come on now.
I actually think, talking about the Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle, this is almost as good as the Odyssey and Oracle to me, if you ask me. Is that a hot take? I think maybe.
No, yeah, that's a bit hot take. That's a little hot. I mean, because what? How many tracks are orchestrated on that record? Maybe what?
Like
3?
all of them.
Really? I didn't think so.
No, I don't remember. You probably know better than me. I haven't listened to it in a while. I always just put on the Conqueror side 2, track 1, and I just
You
I'm in
jam
heaven.
with that one.
I'm in heaven with that one. But I've tried to sell everybody here at the shop that, because no one likes Genesis here, and at least from my idiots that are here, and I've tried to sell them on this one, and they're like, no, get out of here with that.
I like
Oh
Genesis.
man, I love that record.
I
It's
love
a good
it.
one.
It's what a great. This is like the first Black album right here.
Hey, Wyoming Dave, right here. Yeah, Wyoming Dave.
His comment
Talking about the
is
Blu-rays.
Bong
This one?
Janda.
It's right here.
Gray Race, yeah.
Yeah, it's top 3 Bad Religion albums for me.
Even Art agrees with you, Dom. Revelation,
All right, thank you, Art.
Trespass.
Yeah, Dom, Jose wanted you to respond to his comment.
I didn't see it. What was it?
He said, Kevin Gray mastered Jandek 90 records. I need Dom's reaction to my comment.
I mean, that's the sign of the apocalypse right there. The idea of that is amazing. In fact, we should crowdsource Kevin Gray to remaster Jandek's, what is it? The house record, or the first Units record with Jandek.
So,
Oh, the 90s record. Okay. Crowdsource that shit.
Jose, I sent you the link, so check your messages in the
Baby.
Instagram.
Now we're going to talk about Jandek now. Would it? You think, Daniel?
I don't think so. Just because I don't think it's well recorded, to be honest.
I don't know either way. I'm not sure either way. I don't think it sounds terrible.
I'm not trying to pimp out my record store, although I really am. I have the majority of those ORG Bad Brains records in my, including the Punk Note editions. I have them all in my store currently.
Oh shit!
Here we go. Put that link to Joel's store
Because I
here.
love. It was so funny. So I was telling my wife, I was like, dude, someone came into the store today and they bought these records and I love these records, and I was telling them they're some of my favorite records, and then it dawned on me like a dumbass, like that's every customer who comes into my store because I bought all the records that are in my store. That's why they're there, because I love them,
dude.
So like every customer buys records that I love.
This is messed up.
I'm going to answer this question here. What is the best pressing of the Shags?
Oh.
The answer is none. No.
All, any and all. Don't make me show my Shags original. No, I wish.
Oh, man.
I wish. No, this is messed up. Kevin Gray did cut the lacquer of 1993's 12th Apostle by Jandek. This is messed up.
Like a reissue or the original?
The one and only. There's very few reissues of Jandek. It's just something.
Is that before his template or after?
Did he have it in 1993?
Oh man, good question. Maybe he was going through all his Tubi magic.
That's amazing. He should be interviewed. The next time he's interviewed on Jazz Bums, I got to get in there. I got to come up on. I'll be like, so Kevin, talk to me about your sourcing of 12th Apostle by Jandek.
So he's gonna be like, who?
What? Is that like? Yeah, is that some board game? I never heard of this.
I do know.
No, nobody has it. There's only. I mean, there was 1,000 made, and most of them got thrown out. There's maybe less than 100 in circulation. So it was on a heritage auction, for Christ's sake. How screwed up is that? I don't know. Yeah. I think the last one sold at heritage auction for like $5 or $6 grand.
Good question here. What is the best Wesley Willis pressing?
All. One of my favorite live shows was seeing Wesley Willis, actually.
Really?
It was awesome. It was fun.
I tell you, I met him, right?
Yeah, well, he meets everybody, I think, after the show. Did you see him? You just saw him?
Yeah, met him. Like, he had trouble, like, washing his hands.
Yeah.
So I had to, like, turn on this, faucet for him. And
did he give you a headbutt? He gives everybody headbutts, from what I remember.
No, he was just happy that I was helping him.
Nice.
That's all. I didn't need a headbutt.
Did anyone see him on the Sublime tour?
No.
That happened. Yes. Rock over London, rock on Chicago.
They're talking about Vinyl Fest in chat, but I think that's just too generic of a term. I can't.
Oh yeah. Did you get what you were looking for, Joel?
I did, dude. I got a buddy. He picked me up an OG copy of Buried Dreams, the Wax Tracks pressing, the U.S. pressing, and he also got me an OG copy of Tyranny for You by Front 242. That was like one of the I still need one other Front 242, and then I'll have all the OGs, all the originals. But thank God I had a. But he was selling there. He was selling at the OC Record Show.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I really got to get the California sellers have a lot. They always have a lot of the stuff that I'm looking for some reason. Like
That's
it's
where the
very.
record business is, right?
Yeah.
Has anyone been hit with any tariffs yet?
Well, I was gonna. So
Right.
I was hoping we could talk about this at some point. Um, so I have some overseas distributors, and they've paused. They paused shipping to us, so they won't. They're waiting for the initial the initial confusion part of it, where you have to pay more to lapse, and then when it gets standardized, they'll start shipping again.
Yeah, my buddy, a Sound of Minder, Tice, out in Denver, he showed me a screenshot of a shipment from France that was literally just being like, okay, this is being held until you pay like $39 or something
What 39 is a deal? That's
for one record or whatever.
well, that's still a deal compared to what they've been saying. It's going to be dependent on the country and Discogs. Like the big thing is like Discogs, their whole thing. You saw their banner they put up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. Um. Anyway, John Bong, dude, I haven't talked to you in a while, man. Where the fuck you been?
You know, just doing stuff, I guess.
He's getting ready for that Oasis
Doing
show in
stuff?
Mexico City.
No, you couldn't drag me there. That's look at
Oh
that shit.
shit! Really?
I only like I've said it. I only like 3 Oasis songs. I mean, that's fine. I just I don't know. It's just it never did it for me. It sounds way too much like the Beatles, and that's not a good thing.
See, I never thought they sounded like the Beatles to me. I
Of
get the
course they-
comparison, but they don't
It's-
sound like the Beatles.
Of course they do. It's like Greta Van Fleet for people that grew up in the '90s. It's basically that shit. It's just a band that sounds way too much like the band they think it's the greatest band in the world, and it's fine, but not for me. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, can you put the Vinyl Dreamscapes comment up there just because I want to? Usually I try to shout out Skinny Puppy during the stream, but now I'm going to shout out Front 242. My favorite Front 242 album has to be Tyranny for You. That's why I'm happy I'm getting it. Official version's great too, though, but I'll take Tyranny.
I actually don't know how the tariff thing's going to affect me yet, because supposedly everything after $800, it's fine.
Under.
Right?
Yeah. So there was you were already paying tariffs above $800.
Yes.
There was an exemption for things under $800, and they got rid of the exemption.
But according
Yes.
to what Discogs is saying and what people are saying is that it still should stand in place for media. There
So
still should be the exemption.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we expected the whole thing. In the executive order, it said there was a pre-standing exemption for informational material. It's the same thing for media mail, right? Informational materials, which included music recordings. The problem is that it's all dependent on the code that you use. The shit, I can't get the name of it. The code in there.
I'll say
But the problem is, like, it could still. It's the uncertainty. The problem is like there's going to be a standard tariff. Well, first of all, the executive order says it's supposed to be, quote, temporary, which is way too vague. But initially, because the systems aren't in place to standardize this, like no one has, the tariffs are going to be these huge numbers. It's going to be a percentage based on, or no, a flat amount based on the country of origin. And but then eventually after it normalizes, after the, what is it, 90, I forget, I did the whole breakdown before. Um, then it's supposed to be a more reasonable number, but initially the numbers are going to be really inflated. So like you might not get charged a tariff, but you might.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Or
I'm not
just
too worried. I'm not too worried as a buyer because all the audiophile pressings are made in the U.S. So
yeah, you're good.
I'm good.
Yeah, so fuck it.
I'll say that my biggest problem with is I just sent a record to Canada, and they told me that at least for Canada, the record arrived as an electronic, which I was trying to appeal that it has no electronic components to it, but they said that because it's categorized in the same way as a CD, uh, like there's a chance that they might just send it back because they're not taking right now electronics without.
That's
like
new. That's new.
That happened to me a week and a half ago, so I don't really.
Was the record sourced from a digital file? Is that why? Instead of an
Do you
course it
when
is.
you ship from Mexico, do you use the
Yeah.
HS code?
What? Do I what?
When you ship from Mexico, do you have like a customs form where you have to put the HS
Yes,
code?
No, I only have to put in what it is, the amount, and the value
So what did you put for what it is?
of a vinyl record or a cassette.
Okay.
That one was just one record.
So my understanding is that the description that you put on the form doesn't matter as much as the code. There's a thing called an HS code. I don't 100% know if every country does this, like what their version of it is, but it's a number you have to put on, and there's a number.
Oh, but they put it on, not me.
Well, you're supposed to put it, like when I buy postage on Pirate Ship, I put the code in there. I put the code on the customs form, and then it prints out. It's like H302 something.
So right here, BK says something very important. I was trying to buy a record from Germany.
Yeah.
And they said no, because DHL was going to cost them 120 euros for one record to ship.
Yeah. It's all just because of the chaos, the initial chaos. It'll calm down after like there's a certain time period, and I can't remember what it is.
You mean in 2028, right?
Well,
Sure.
Hopefully that too. But the problem with the problem, and this isn't political. The problem is that the executive order 1, they just wrote it in like July, and they said it was going to take into effect in August. That's not enough time for any government or any postal service to implement a complicated system like this. Look at what they did in Europe. Like, it took them years to get it done. So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is the wording in the executive order itself says the whole thing is the tariffs themselves are supposed to be temporary based on solving a problem with drugs coming in. Because the whole reason they're getting rid of the exemption is because they said that drug traffickers were using the exemption to pass drugs into the country without being examined by customs. So that's why they're getting rid of it.
But here's the real issue. Not to get too political, this is what happens when you let audiophiles take over the DC. We lose representation in DC to make sure that our records don't get tariffs. So this is all the audiophiles community. It's all their problem. They've infiltrated, they've taken over, and now this is where we're at. It's bullshit.
It's all their fault.
It's bullshit.
It's supposed to be an audiophile, so I don't know how we feel about that. So, you know, take it as you want.
The thing is that unfortunately people fail to look back at global history and realize that tariffs actually help countries in the long run. because everybody
Well, because
hates.
they obviously they moved the goalpost. The executive order was written saying it was to stop drug trafficking. Then he moved the goalpost and said, no, now it's going to eliminate the deficit, or like take the deficit down by X trillion dollars or whatever he said. So he keeps like moving the goalpost as far as what the purpose of the tariffs are.
Yeah, that's just propaganda. It's political propaganda. Like, you're going to get people on trafficking, and then you're going to reveal the secondary reason, which is the main reason
Well,
they want to do it.
Wasn't it Reagan that wanted to do tariffs and then fucked up?
Just look at post World War II Japan. If they didn't have an export only economy and didn't implement heavy tariffs on imports, they would have never recovered. Like, it takes a long time to see that through. So this isn't like a new philosophy to America and the common state. What elevates is everybody hates the guy in office. That's the problem.
Yeah.
No, but it failed before. It failed before in the U.S.
I just want, like, when I dissected the whole thing down, if they keep the tariffs, once we get past this initial
I guess that
chaos,
economics degree is just out the window.
No. Like the initial part of it, where before they have the systems in place, where the tariff is like a flat fee based on the country of origin, and instead of a percentage of the value of the item, that's going to cause problems, right? Because certain countries, I think they said it was $800 or something, like some ridiculous amount that they were going to have to pay, because it was a flat fee. Once they do the percentage, then we can all guess. If I buy a $30 record and import it, I'll know the amount will be like X percent of the $30, rather than just a flat fee. You know, that's really a large number.
When you transition from a manufacturing economy to a service economy for 3 decades, and you're importing goods, there's no way to turn that relationship back around unless you punish the import of goods. And Japan didn't have to spend 2/3 of their military budget because they got fucking bombed. So they had to figure something out. Maybe if they spent 2/3 of the military budget on it, it wouldn't have happened. Like, this is a crazy discussion that people are. If you're going to talk about this without being political, you're going to really have to remove some of the emotion from it and just see it as black and white. Like, tariffs are going to hurt a lot of people, and they go back to, like Final Kicks just said, it goes back to the consumer, and economics in a capitalist system is cyclical. So it's going to suck for a long time, and then it's going to recover for a long time.
I'm just going to go black and white here. You know, tariffs going to hurt you getting those audiophile reissues, okay?
Yes, that's what this is about.
Because they're not pressed here, you know, except if you get them from Chad.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to kill the political talk and move back to records. That's what I'm really trying to do.
Well, it is about records because of the fact that, like, we can't import records right now. Like, I can't. That's the reason people talk about it. It's not, you know. Anyway. We don't have to keep talking about it. I find the whole thing fascinating. Like, I'm part of a separate group that, like, we analyze all the executive order. Anyway, it's boring stuff to most people. I find.
Are you part of AA, Audiophiles Anonymous? Just curious.
No, we're just a group of people that are like apolitical. That we're not apolitical. The group is apolitical, and we examine the executive orders, try to figure out what they mean, what the purpose of it is, all that kind of stuff. It's just boring shit that I wish I didn't even say anything. It's not boring to me. But it's boring
I'm interested. I'm interested in this from a different stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what's UPS and FedEx's take on this? Now you have to ask.
Well, literally, I go into my post office every day, and every day I ask them, "Have you guys heard anything?" And every day they tell me they've heard nothing, because it doesn't really have anything to do with them. Like, you know, they're not collecting the tariffs. You know what I mean? The customs.
Dom, have you heard from SoundDom? Because I've tried to talk with them like for like 2 or 3 weeks, and they haven't replied to me. Shit.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about SoundDom.
I haven't directly asked, but some of my friends have, and they haven't heard anything back. Either way.
Yeah, so Alex was asking
me. This would be the perfect time for me to like implement my SoundDom replacement website.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Have you heard about that guy that I think it was like 10 years ago that he bought google.com because the domain was like
Yeah.
up for grabs like 2015? Have you heard of that?
No.
He bought it for like $2 or some shit like that, and then Google was like, "Oh, we fucked up, sorry," and then just canceled his thing
Just
and
killed
gave
him.
him like no, they gave him like $50,000 or some shit like that.
What?
Did you
Yeah,
say just killed him, Tom?
They gave him his 50K, and then a week later he wasn't seen again.
Then he was on an island with
Yeah.
audiophile records. A $20,000
Like,
tone
what am I
arm.
gonna do with these things?
$20,000 tone arm, no electricity on the island. What are you gonna do with that?
Can you
Gold-plated
highlight
cables.
Wyoming Dave's comment?
Sure.
I just want to go on record and saying my political opinions there were devil's advocate. I really will not reveal my true beliefs on any of these topics.
It's really.
It's not worth. It's
Hey, Wyoming Dave, you want to know the secret? It's cool that I have all these albums. That's the secret. It doesn't matter which one I pointed out. I only got nothing but cool records, and it's cool that I got them all.
Is it possible that the downfall of America is the fact that you have thriving gentlemen on a Monday night talking about audiophile reissues on YouTube? Do you think that?
What else do we have to talk about? Hey, John Bong, what do you think if I said, what is an audiophile record? Be serious, no jokes. What's an audiophile record?
you want me to go Charlie Kirk trying to define an audiophile for you?
No.
No, not an audiophile. An audiophile record.
No, I'm kidding. Well, I don't know. Well, I just think it's a well-pressed record that seems to have no apparent issues, and that altogether the sound came from a master tape or direct source with no, funny business in between.
Chris?
I don't think audiophile records exist.
No. What do you think about John's definition?
Oh, I think his definition is like the trap that got put in. He's saying exactly what checks all the boxes. It's clean, high quality, from the original source. That makes it audiophile.
You don't need to pay $60 for that.
This is yes. Explain that, Dom.
That should be what every record is done, or most records these days are done.
Yeah.
It's just the basics. This is basic to me. If you're making vinyl records, make a good recording. Master it to tape if you can. Press it properly.
Price.
Boom, audiophile.
So to that point, I was watching a video that Chad did, Chad at Acoustic Sounds, where he talked about the price of the records, and he said one of the factors that is of why the prices are higher is because of how often they go back and redo things. Like he does test pressings and then has to go back and fix some stuff in test pressing. So like the process itself was expensive, and that's why the records are more expensive.
So then you put audiophile on the sticker to.
Well, the audiophile thing is separate. He was just talking about why the price was what they were, and I don't remember if he was talking about UHQRs or one of the other things that he was like one of the other series. But he kind of talked about that the. It was more to it. I suck at telling.
Is it because it's like the mother's wearing out, and so they have to redo the mother more like sooner than they would usually, or something like that? Like, what's the? I'm
surprised, Chris, you didn't watch the video. Like, you should know what I'm talking about. I thought that'd be the kind of thing you'd watch.
I thought he was talking about. I don't know. I know he talks about the cost of the vinyl historically, and then he talks about the process being more expensive I guess like it's what I think when I think about this stuff, it's like you could like Budweiser, and the next person likes a microbrew, and just because a microbrew is like a boutique batch item, it doesn't mean that it's a better beer than Budweiser. It's
Maybe
just a
it's
preference
because
thing.
I'd like to know if is he giving his people living wage and health care? Is that why it's so
Oh
expensive?
my gosh.
Wow.
What
Dude,
the?
Don, did you really
went
just say
there.
that?
You went there.
I mean,
His people are going to start unionizing. Look out.
Was there
You think
a
so?
thing? Are you
Sound
just
like
trying
you're
to
gonna
bring
have
it back?
some robots, pressing records.
Oh, he would get
mastering
rid of them so quick.
records.
What's the story? Are you just trying to bring it back to politics, or is there something?
No,
to that?
no, never. I don't want to talk about politics. That's God horrible.
Was there rumors going around about the pay at Acoustic Sounds or something?
No, I'm just generating fake
Yeah.
headlines.
I thought maybe there was like some inside information you had.
So there's no doubt that like a UHQR costs more to make than your standard release of any record.
Mm.
Like the vinyl, the packaging,
The packaging, right?
the packaging, the
But it's one
master.
less step. Isn't that the whole point? They're doing one less step, right?
Yeah, but you can't deny the chemical compound is more expensive than your standard.
So
like,
it's materials
vinyl.
then.
Like, yeah, it's materials thing, right? And then it's the licensing, I'm sure, plays into it. The cost of shipping it, like whatever. Like records have gone up in general, right? So if that label, if any label decides to put that much effort into something, like it's going to be reflected in the price. Does it make it better? No, it makes it different. And then the better comes down to like, okay, I have two versions of this record. I think the UHQR is better than this, or I think the original is better than UHQR. That's just that goes back to like the listener and the equipment and what their experience is. So just because it's the most expensive thing and it's done by a specific label doesn't mean it's going to be the best version for every person. And it doesn't make it audiophile. Like Asia is an audiophile recording. Like audiophiles agree, even if you don't like the music, it's a fantastic recording. You didn't need a UHQR of that. But then there's some appeal to it because people who are in that circle, myself included, were like, oh shit, like they're going to do the Dan Asia UHQR, like this is going to be big for the audiophile community. Like,
The reason I put a link to that is so Discord puts their information on there, right? They said this Fugazi album is cut from the Silver Sonia Masters in 2008 at Chicago Mastering Service. The record costs $18. I have a pressing of that record. I don't know if it's this one or an earlier one. The record sounds great. I don't know what it sounds like on a $20,000 system, but it sounds just as great as the Jimi Hendrix UHQR that I have. And that costs under $60. So what is different about what Discord is doing and what Chad is doing that matters to make it so expensive? I don't think Discord is using virgin vinyl. So does virgin vinyl matter? At what has
It's
to
more
happen?
expensive. The materials are more expensive. The question is it something you're hearing in the end product?
What are you talking about? You guys are nuts. The Aztecs, they sacrifice virgins,
So Jason,
for their vinyl.
listen, I'm gonna turn my camera black and white. I'm gonna go Mazzy on you.
Oh no!
If you don't stop. Like this is a very serious conversation. I just invoked the name of Fugazi. When we talk about Ian McKay, the God, we're gonna be serious about this. Okay.
All right.
If Discord can press an album and charge $18 and it sounds great, why does any other label need it to cost that much more than that?
Well, they're keeping the price low. They're probably making less margin, I would think, and they're just okay with that. That's
Think
it.
it costs more?
Nah.
Sorry, Don.
It's got to be costing them more money to make these records. I mean, the materials for everything have gone up. It is almost crazy, or like I wonder, like how do they keep it that low?
Do they own the licensing to the Fugazi catalog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
he's the owner.
Yeah.
He's the owner.
There's
of the
one. Right. He's the owner of the label. So do you think, let's just hypothetically say that somebody wanted to do a Fugazi reissue versus a Hendrix reissue. Do you think
They
the
can't.
licensing for Hendrix would be less expensive than Fugazi?
Okay, licensing is a thing. So they have to go to the estate of Jimi Hendrix and get permission and pay them a bunch of money.
I think that's huge.
Nathan, put up Nathan's comment. Dude, Henry Rollins, I love the guy. I will always love the guy.
It's true.
I really want to see. I really want to visit his house and see his vinyl collection and spend a week or a month or a year just sit there listening to records with the man.
Yeah, he's got like 60 copies of First Damned album. They need to make UHQR of that thing.
Okay, no. I would say I would buy it.
Oh, hold
and
up.
I probably would, but let's not.
I'm curious, Henry Rollins, how many copies of Asia does he own?
He likes multiple copies of things. I know that much.
Does he know about UHQRs?
He'd probably buy it.
I think he has. I bet you he does.
I know he buys every edition of every record that he's in love with. He tries to buy across the board from every country, every reissue, you name it.
Have you ever not seen his speakers? He has like audiophile speakers. They're like 50. What? I don't remember. $50,000 speakers and shit like that. Yeah,
but is he an audiophile, or is he a fairly well-off individual who just spends a lot of money on his passion?
I would say the latter. Yeah.
I would say the latter too. In fact, I've heard him even say his accountant is like, "You can't go buy records this month. Like, you need to chill." So, like,
I just love that we're talking about Henry Rollins on this stream.
I think most of the records he listens to are definitely not audiophile, but I don't think that's I don't know, man. It's just.
Well, Jose, are you saying audiophile by the definition you just gave, or audiophile in the sense of the recording and its reputation?
Well, I think that the audiophile world is a very narrow place, because if you're only into audiophile records, it means that you know about 2 or 3 titles per band most of the times. In some cases, there are some, like I guess like Steely Dan, where like all the records have impressed us in audiophile quality, but it's just most of the time they have such a narrow perspective, because if you're a purist of audiophile, it means that only what these labels give you, or you buy or you consume. So if tomorrow Chad gets high as fuck and decides to do a Pharoah Sanders UHQR, that means that someone in I don't know, South Dakota is gonna have to buy a shit and experience Pharoah Sanders, just because it's an audiophile pressing.
That's what I was kind of getting at earlier, is that the broadening of the audiophile label has actually watered down what really is an audiophile recording or audiophile renowned recording.
I'm not kidding. Like, I don't live in the U.S. I don't have a U.S. salary, but when I get money, I try to not spend it on dumb shit that I don't like. But most people that like buying audiophile stuff, they like buying stuff they don't give a fuck about. Just somebody told them that it sounds good. And I hate that shit. You have no idea how much I hate a record sounds great, so that's why I'm buying it. As a kid that grew up listening to black metal, I don't give a fuck if it sounds like it was recorded on a toaster. It's just the rawness of the music itself it's not equality. It's like, Dom, do you think you like would you like grouper if it was hi-fi as fuck, like Juliana
That's
Barwick, or
silly,
it would
silly.
lose
No,
a lot of it.
I would be,
Yeah.
I would have heavily question anyone who did that. But I mean, for me, it's just always about finding the newer thing. Like I'm more interested in exploring new sounds. I don't know, like Alex said, there's not enough time for me personally to be comparing things I already have for the most part. Every now and then I will fall prey to that because I'm just very curious. I'll get curious about something. Like I think the Loaded
Well,
album
and sometimes
was
you
about,
have a record that sounds bad and you
yeah.
know it without having another pressing.
That's the thing.
Because
I
can
noticed
see-
more records that sound bad instead of records that sound amazing. I'm like, okay, I'm happy to have this record, but then I don't say like,
exactly.
oh, it's the best. It's like, oh, this sounds like shit. What's going on with this? Like,
Yeah, exactly. So that's why that's why I think that sometimes it's just weird to hear what an audiophile listens to, because they normally tend to just whatever it's audiophile,
They just
At
want
least
that high.
Yeah,
They just-
yeah. They just want their fixing, But because if you see like MoFi in the '90s and all these audiophile, they were doing like they did Nevermind and they did all these bullshit gold CDs and they did like interesting titles. They not that long ago they were doing like Pixies and stuff like that. So it was more or less sort of like, oh look, this record actually sounds great, and we tried it and we think it's worth your attention. But again, it's just like I'm not an audiophile. The last audiophile record I bought was the Lou Reed, and I liked it, but I haven't bought anything that says audiophile in a while. I just think it's just I don't know. I don't give a fuck if it sounds great. Actually, and some records that are label audiophile that are not really hi-fi music, I've also enjoyed like Basement Tapes by Dylan, the MoFi pressing. So it's pretty good, you know. Uh,
Well, that's a
but
good example of what do you call it? The MoFi of help me out, Chris, the '75 record. Because it was pressed too many songs on it, like 30 minutes aside, with Hurricane on it.
oh, Desire.
Desire.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Desire.
you gotta have
is-
the double 45 of that.
Everyone always talked about how that original sounded like shit,
Yeah.
and that's why I have that one.
Well, I have all the MoFi Dylan ones, and I like them how they
Oh,
sound.
the MoFi of John Wesley Harding is wonderful.
Well, Oh Mercy, that's one of my favorite Dylan records, and I think Oh Mercy in general sounds really good.
But okay, so MoFi is funny because not defending them, but I think their tagline is audiophile recordings, right? So they have always they got to a place, I guess, at some point where they decided like, oh, we're going to do the whole Dylan catalog. The whole Dylan catalog is an audiophile, but to your point, Domino, it's like you cleaned up the Basement Tapes, you fixed Desire, right? So it's
Yeah.
like that doesn't make it like audiophile. It's just like that's a good
No.
reissue.
But
Right.
that's my thing right now with it. It's just like, not to criticize Rhino Hi-Fi, but it's just they are doing titles they know are going to sell well. Secondly, they think it's going to sound good. But
Definitely.
first of all, I think that they think they're going to sell. Not because of anything else, but because if you tell someone you're doing Sex Pistols, never mind the bollocks, and you're only doing 1,000 copies, of course it's going to sell out or whatever, because it's probably as few copies as the less copies than the original one. So it's like, oh, like because there's shit like Nimbus, right, that goes for a lot of money, and they did like few copies. So
I always think, like I'm saying, like with some of these reissues, the Nevermind the Bullocks, Television, Stooges, I just think it's these labels. They have an existing sort of set of cards on the table of like, here's all the management and here's all the artists that we have a good relationship with. Which ones can we go back to and license it again? Like, what's going to be the easiest ones to do? What's the biggest selling titles? And that's how they arrange what the next edition of reissues is going to be. It's much harder to go into the vault and find a recording and then find the relationship, find the management, find artists, and go back and redo all that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's always about what's the easiest. What in the film industry right now? What do we see? The fucking constant reboot. What's been working? Let's just keep redoing what works. It's the same thing to me.
No, of course
but
it is.
This also isn't new either.
No.
So Don,
how about the dual disc, Chris? You remember the dual disc?
That's what I'm saying. Like, you've been through the music retail side of things. Well, I was on the retail side. You were on the label side. It's like reissues have been going on forever. And like you talked to, our parents, like when they reissued, Physical Graffiti on CD, like, this sounds like shit. Doesn't sound like how I remember it. So this has been going on for decades.
Yeah, on the reissuing.
The difference is that in 1997, when they put out, Physical Graffiti reissued, or Ryko did their stuff in the early 90s, whatever it was, no one slapped on it Audiophile.
Yeah.
No, they were just like, this is the reissue, and you went on a quest and said, I like it or I don't. Or if the first time you heard Led Zeppelin when you were, 10 years old in 1994, that's what you know it as. So it's like, that's the version I'm aware of.
But also, one of my biggest issues with sometimes with audiophile stuff is the fact that people think that only if it's analog, it can be categorized as audiophile, and I think that's like the dumbest shit ever. Because
I agree.
It's just like there's so much music after after analog that it just doesn't make any type of sense to me that you would ignore it just because it was recorded on a different
Well, we brought that up earlier with the Random Access Memories, a Daft Punk album, right? It's recorded digitally.
Digital record, yeah.
And modern audiophiles consider, I think it sounds awesome. And I was going back to this point earlier, like the fact that you listen to records means you're, in my opinion, you're searching for the best medium of sound that you can afford. Because if you stream that album and you play it on vinyl, it's two different experiences. It sounds totally different, right? And one's better than the other, depending on your mood. So it's like, I agree with you, Jose, like digital recordings can still be audiophile. I mean, Mo-Fi always kind of backed into the Brothers in Arms things, right? With Dire Straits, like they did that record and everybody knows it was recorded digitally.
But
Donald Fagen's The Nightfly, whatever.
My biggest issue as well is just like, if you have a digitalization of a master tape from 1950, it could sound better if you had a digitalization of like in 2005, that sounds better than the actual analog tape right now, because the tape was fresher. The machine they used was serviced that day. Somebody farted and whatever you want to say, minuscule thing that happened. A digital file is a audio photographic stance of what it is. So I just don't think that analog is always better. I don't understand how anyone can say that, especially with like 60-year-old tapes.
Well, did you listen to the interview with the president of music, Mo-Fi? Did you listen to that podcast? He explained something to me that I thought was really extraordinary, because they were talking about the DSD step. And I think the problem for me with the whole Mo-Fi thing was the lie, right? I could care less if it sounds good, it sounds good. But he was explaining, to your point, Jose, like the DSD step is like a neutralizer in the tape flaw. In other words, you know this from recording, if you're recording all analog and you punch in, the punch in is going to be different than the actual recording you're punching into. So there's different levels that occur. There's splicing in the tape. So like that digital step kind of corrects that and allows them to work with it better and adjust the cutting process on the record. So it's like people don't want to believe that digital can sound great, but that's an example where like no one knew that it was digital and they were listening to all these MoFis and raving about them. And to your point about the Dylan catalog, a lot of that's got the DSD step in it and it sounds fantastic. So when you write off like digital as not being audiophile, it's just not accurate.
Yeah, I think that most people wouldn't notice any difference, and I understand that the catalog might not interest you, but I also think of like, they did the White Stripes thing, and I know 80% of the people that bought that probably just bought it because it's an UHQR. It's not because it's the White Stripes, So it's just stuff like that. It's just, and again, it's just, the biggest problem sometimes with YouTube that I feel it is that people don't have the balls to tell someone else that they're tired of seeing the same 6 titles that MoFi already did or Vinyl Me Please already did, or it just annoys the fuck out of me that everybody acts like, oh, how you doing, Kevin? You had a good sleep last night? Fuck that shit. Just tell him, hey, man, you know what? That record didn't sound that good. Oh, all right. Or if you're talking with Rhino, tell them, hey, you know what? You have all this catalog. Why don't you do Fear of Music by Talking Heads instead of doing the Doobie Brothers? I don't give a plain fuck about the Doobie Brothers right now. And I like Michael McDonald, but
you know why he can't do that? You know why?
Yeah, no, I don't know why.
He's friends with them.
Yeah, Jason, when you are on a platform that reviews for other people to tell them go buy this shit, here's a link to it, you have to have a certain what do you call that in English?
Impartiality. Impartial. You have to be impartial.
Yes. Overall things, yes. It's like being non-religious to anyone at the pressing plan, mastering.
Yeah, but you understand that it's hard, though. It's hard.
No, it's not. It's not that hard.
It's easy for you. It's easy for you. I'm just saying other people.
Go and read any Rolling Stone review, Cream review in the 70s and 80s.
Wait, you think he's Lester Bangs?
Yes, but go read him. Go read.
He's not Lester Bangs, dude.
Wait.
They're not journalists on YouTube, though. They're not media. They're not journalists.
Yes, but it doesn't matter because you know what? If you have the opportunity to talk with someone and tell them the real questions, it's just. I think if you tell someone, hey, I don't know if you noticed, but we all noticed that you're doing all these Vinyl Me Please, MoFi titles that they already did 1 year ago, 2 years ago. And if their answer is, yes, but they're pretty good titles, I'll be like, yes, that's why they did it. You can do something else and have the variant be different from what they're doing, but no one tells them that because all the fucking interviews, they're like their balls are like all the way to their stomach.
So you really agree with Fremer at heart that as a journalist he should be people like him, not him specifically, people like him should be given the right to do these. So like you're talking about people in a hobby and a passion talking on YouTube. They're not journalists. Yes. They're not required to be none of us are required to be transparent. I'm not in that group. We're not in that group.
Oh no,
they're not required to be transparent. They're not required to ask the tough questions. They're not. They just have a YouTube channel. Like, they get access to those people.
It's like it's like morality, right? It's like you can throw it out the window if you want it, but if you actually want to be a good human being, you stick to it. At least most of the time. So I think that. And I'll give you an example. I was looking yesterday at vinyl. What is it? Music on vinyl, because they just announced one of my favorite Pharoah Sanders records, one of his '90s releases. It's coming out on vinyl. It's a record that I love. It's like $400. Only came out Verve in France. fuck that record. Why is it so expensive? Anyways, I'm
It's
so
about to
happy.
be more expensive.
Go and look how many titles Music on Vinyl has done this
Oh,
year.
they've done like, oh god,
Exactly. So you understand what this is happening. They can shit all they want about music on vinyl, but the records are always very noise free. Yes, they
oh,
are
I have a
digital.
bunch of reggae music on vinyl. They sound awesome. I'm actually selling some of them, but
Yes, and I'll tell you this:
Cheap plug.
they do titles that no other supposedly audiophile, because they are audiophile, even if nobody likes it. Yeah, it's digital,
Yeah.
but they are audiophile. They did the whole slow dive. They did. They've done Spaceman 3. They did the last Kevin Ayers record. Only came out on vinyl with them. They did all the Warren Sivan before MoFi did it, before Rhino is doing it now. So all of this stuff, I personally think it's great because they just puke it and move on. It's not a whole event. It's not like, oh look, because they're so, they just keep doing it and keep doing it and doing it. But it's not this. I'm gonna sit down and do this 30-minute video about how if you don't give a fuck about buying this new UHQR about out west, whatever the fuck the record is called, it's okay. Because even in their fucking marketing now, they have. We know there's a lot of reissues of this shit already. We know that shit. But if you want the best one, fuck it. You need to suck Massey's toes and buy this shit. and I don't and I don't agree with that. You know?
what do you get Mazzy's toes involved with this for? Come
What
on.
are you doing?
Well, he shows his toes every now and again. I'm not a toe but so
music on vinyl does literally. They did au pairs too. I mean, it is impressive. Like they're just turning and burning. That's how it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
Get this stuff out.
They did for Record Store Day. They did a matching mall with the bonus tracks, 2 LP set. Amazing.
Do they ever talk about where they get this shit from, or no one cares?
Yes. If you asked, I've emailed them about it, and they asked. They are doing like one-step type stuff where there is all analog. But they told us that one of the reasons why they do DSD is because, well, first of all, it's more profitable for them if they can invest in 5 titles for the price of one in the masters, and so I think that's not a bad deal.
They're always legitimate, though. I mean, there was some idea that maybe some of that stuff wasn't legitimate. Music.
No. They're all licensed. They're all.
Yeah, they had a really strong relationship with Columbia Sony for a long time too, right?
Yeah.
Jose, the other thing too is I don't think that they're hyped up as much as because they're not a U.S. company.
Yeah, they're based out of Holland.
Hey, I'm kidding.
Make me big real quick. I want to show this because we're talking about music on vinyl love. I just want to say I couldn't find the other 2 I wanted to show off, but they released 3 of my favorite trip hop albums. They released this one. It's called Bloom by a group called Crustacean. They released The President of the LSD Golf Club by Hoover Phonic, and they released Morcheeba's what's the name of that album? It was like one of the lesser known Morcheeba albums, and I'm totally having a brain fart on the title. Let me find it real quick. Oh, Dive Deep. So they did these 3 titles that, like, The President of the LSD Golf Club, I don't think that'd ever been on vinyl before. Dive Deep had never been on vinyl before, and this album here, one of my favorite trip hop albums, never been on vinyl before. Not only that, but they also did Pop Elite Itself reissues that no one else would do. They're constantly doing reissue, like little, like small albums, albums that, like, these other labels would never touch ever. So anyway, I just want to quickly just say, yeah, if you like Morcheeba, so Dive Deep was their album it's different than the rest of their albums, right? But anyway, it's really great. And if you like Hoover Phonic, like, even if you don't like Hoover Phonic, check out that album, The President of the LSD Golf Club. I love that album. They did that. And then this Crustacean album. Anyway, I love music on vinyl. You'll never, like, Oh yeah, they did the Raekwon.
Music on vinyl. I have a ton. Music on vinyl.
Yeah.
Right. Hold on. This is like a what is this like a $200 record? Music
Thousand
on
Oh,
vinyl.
yeah.
Yeah.
What about this? Music on vinyl.
Miles Davis. Yeah.
They did a bunch of the bootleg series stuff.
Yeah.
They do a ton of good stuff.
It's hard to so they have an exclusive. I was trying to find a way for me to get them in the shop as cheap as possible so I could have the price down lower. They have an exclusive deal on a bunch of their titles with this one distributor in the US. But Alliance has a bunch of the other ones. But they are going to be more expensive because they're imports. But sometimes you pay up, like because of the fact that they're pressing things that nobody else is. If anyone ever wants any music on vinyl, like new stuff, hit me up. I'll give you a good deal on it.
Does anyone know this one?
Not trying to shill.
Oh, I know that.
This is a big record. I love this record. The only one I like by them, but this is a music on vinyl.
Yeah.
It's only pressing of it.
Yeah, they do stuff like that. Again, the Kevin Ayers one, the On Fairground, his last record, only came out 2008. Came out only on vinyl.
That's weird they did that, yeah.
Oh, I also have Cracker Kerosene has music on vinyl. They did Matthew Sweet. I have. They did a Birds.
Jason, you got to get a MOV rep. We are sponsoring the fuck out of them right now.
They did a bunch of Elvis stuff. They also did. Eugene McDaniel's Headless Heroes.
Oh,
of the
they did that too.
Apocalypse.
Okay.
Yeah, they did that.
Hey, I reached out to them, Dom. I reached out to them to see if I could get a direct account with them, and they won't.
Oh yeah.
They have an exclusive contract.
Oh, they did the Kingstonians. I have. You have that record, Dom?
I have.
That's my self-path.
They did all. They did the you might like these guys, Joel. Hiatus Coyote. They did like the first 3 albums were like direct by music on vinyl.
No, they have a lot of great stuff.
They do all the Mikey Dread stuff. I don't know if you're into Mikey Dread. They do all the Mikey Dread stuff.
They do a bunch already.
They have Steve Reich, and you know what? I like that. I like the fact that they're European and they know that it's hard for them to get this type of stuff over there. So that's why they also do it.
Oh, they also did. Hold on. What was it that they did? It was a big deal. Oh, they do all the Duke Reed compilations. You know the Duke Reed compilations, Dom? They do all those too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I still have a bunch of that stuff. I have Errol Brown, Ethiopians, Alton Ellis, Desmond Decker.
Yep.
Yeah. I think they're just going with like, hey, we have all these labels that are going to stick to the same titles. Why don't we just like get anything we can and just go for the small niche marketplace? They only make what, 500 to 1,000 of each?
Yeah,
I think so. I also want to know. Oh, guess what they do? Oh no, this could be a ding on them. Music on vinyl, classic album, 180 gram audiophile pressing.
Yeah.
But they all say audiophile. They all say audiophile.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how. Vinyl Kicks and I might agree on this. This might be an audiophile record. But yeah.
One thing I'm happy to see is less of the 180 gram on the hype sticker. Isn't there less of that? Am I wrong? I feel like there's less of that.
I hate.
Yes,
No,
it's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. Most of the times, the only reason that it's good is because they were less prone to warping.
They're more prone to warping.
Yes. No. I mean, supposedly that's why one of the reasons, because it was easier to get a flat, but it's not really even true. So
I'll say this: they're more prone to warping, but they're easier to fix warped. If that makes sense. Like it's actually pretty easy to flatten a 180 gram record in a flattener versus like a thinner one if it's like an edge warp or something.
I haven't heard of
my experience, and I flatten. Jason will tell you I flatten like a shit ton of records all the time because I'm very picky. I get a lot of warped records.
I want to talk to you about that, Chris. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So So, not to get too back on the tariff thing, but I'm just looking up. They just did the latest round of
Oof, that was the low point of the stream.
music on vinyl pressings. Like, and I'm looking on Alliance's website. They haven't raised the price on them, so
What do they retail for? Like 30 or $32 or something?
Well, this latest one's $39.99.
Shit.
They've ranged. I've seen them go up to like 50, depending on what it is.
Yeah, and you know what? Also, you know, the more you press, the less it costs you to make. So I think that. So I don't understand what's like. Okay, yeah, you have to pay someone this amount of money, but even with that, you have to make titles that are profitable for you. You know.
Yeah,
What's the funny thing too? Like they do 1,000.
Shit like that.
They do 1,000, and they don't say like it's limited edition. Say we pressed 1,000. There you go.
But
It's
you know,
not like
and I'm like, you know, I'm doing one of my favorite bands from here from Mexico. I'm doing both of the records, first time on vinyl, 100% digital recorded, mastered, you know, and I'm happy about it because like thinking that labels have to like only request analog masters from an like it would feel like horrible, you know. So no, I'm not charging anything else at the moment. But it's just I think that a quick solution would just be if labels stop staring at each other's homework and do you like, hey, you know what? We did this. Why don't we do like I don't know who at Rhino when all the talk about a potential now debunked Talking Heads reunion. Why didn't they do a Talking Heads record? But they did 2 piece of garbage CC Top box sets. I do not know a single song from them except Le Gran.
Well, they did the first Talking Heads, right? That came out as a deluxe and all that, didn't it?
No, but no, yeah, it's like a box set. But I'm talking about like the Rhino Hi-Fi thing.
What specifically in Hi-Fi? I don't know.
they did the first two. I just got the new box too. It's analog. Jose, they have this Pharaoh Sanders too came out.
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
were doing this. They were
that.
doing this timeless jazz series. I got a bunch of titles from it. I haven't seen them do anything. You know,
Well, the one that they are doing next, I'm just so happy that they're doing it.
Can you show the record again?
Yeah, this is a fun record.
Yeah, I remember that.
This one,
my only issue with music on vinyl is I wouldn't mind if they shrink wrap those records because those sleeves they always break. That's my only issue. It's just
I throw them out. I throw out those outer sleeves.
Yeah, that's not a very good take, Jose.
They got that sweet gold hype sticker on there, though, right?
Yeah.
What take?
So, like, we know why Chad and MoFi don't press better stuff. So
no, I don't. Because you know what? There are instances where if you look at the most expensive stuff selling in the second market for any of these reissue labels are all the oddities they did once. You know,
well, he did Pharaoh Sanders, and he talked shit about it the whole time that he was doing it.
He talked at it before his wallet was like ka-ching, ka-ching, and then he didn't say shit about it. You know, and that's a fact.
Yeah, but Jose, that's like saying I love everything you put out and you reissue, but I'm pissed because you won't put out, fucking Jeff Buckley Grace.
You won't put out the
you know what I mean?
No, but that's there would be a weird instance because I'm doing more like contemporary stuff.
True.
You know, so but if I have a reissue label, which I don't, you know. It's different because you're in the realm. It's like, all right, you're doing Bob Marley, okay,
So why don't
thanks.
you start a reissue label and be the Mexican music on vinyl?
You know what? I am working on some reissues, but I would have never considered myself a reissue label because I think the curation you have to do to be a reissue label,
Much harder, wouldn't you say?
it is much harder. Second of all, I think you're shooting yourself in the foot unless you have like massive distribution, because releasing something that's you could still get for $20-$40, it's not worth it. Because people are going to be like, well, I'm just going to buy the original one. It doesn't matter if I don't know, Dom, you might relate to this, but sometimes you just want the original, even if it sounds like shit. You don't care about how it sounds.
I love
So,
shitty sounding originals.
yes.
Wait,
Exactly.
shitty sounding originals because the recording shitty, or because it's a G plus and like you just want the OG?
No, well, for example, I am doing my first ever free jazz record next year. All right. I and the I spent like 3 years looking for a copy of the original record. I found it sealed. It arrived. I peeled it off, took the record, put it in the thing, near mint, right? Humdinger shit. I put it on. It sounds like ass.
Oh no.
You know
You know
why it sounds
why?
like?
You know why?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Off gas, got some off gas going.
No, it's not off gas. Actually, so we listened to 3 different sources. So the original master tape, the analog tape, we found, and I was like, "Oh, nice! I'm gonna do my first all analog release." The tape sounds like ass because they recorded it live on 1984 or whatever it is on a university type thing scenario where they were not thinking it was going to be like a release, and it's a very historic release. It's the same band that when Don Cherry went to Mexico City they recorded with, so I'm like honored, right?
Mm.
And so it's just like it had to be digitized, and all the hum was taken out. And I think that's a good thing because, for example, you get like MoFi stuff like that Bill Evans and Jim Hall record that you have the hum in the back, So I just
No, well, you're just doing the service to the recording. You serve the recording. You don't serve it. You don't put it unrealistic set of expectations around it.
Are you going to say it's an audiophile remaster?
No, I'm not.
Jose, listen, I have a little bit of funding I can throw behind this. Let's start a reissue label. We'll call it Piece of Shit Original or something
Wrong.
like
You
that.
gotta call it Mazzy's feet.
You know that.
Static
Let's do
Bomb.
reissues of the best stuff.
Do you know that band? Well, there's a great movie. If you've never seen it, it's called "This Must Be the Place," which is a great movie. It's you know that movie, Dom? I don't know if anybody knows.
It's ringing a bell. Yeah.
It's a Paulo Sorrentino movie. It's Sean Penn doing sort of like the guy from The Cure.
Robert Smith.
It's like Robert Smith and
Robert
suddenly,
Smith. Do not call him the guy from The Cure, you fucking noob.
I don't give a fuck about
You're really
that.
pushed
Mr.
Joel
Smith,
there.
some
How dare you?
Chill.
God, the fucking guy from The Cure. Get the fuck out of here.
The guy from that Monday, that guy. So anyways, so he basically Sean Penn is the guy from The Cure, and then his father, who is a
Wait, Sean Penn's not in The Cure.
he is in this movie. His dad was a Holocaust survivor, and they tracked down the guy that put him in Auschwitz, and they give him the thing, and he goes to try to kill him. Basic plot of the movie, but the music
Spoiler
was done
alert.
by David Byrne and Bonnie Prince Billy, and the name of the band is called Pieces of Shit.
There's your issue.
and so they play it, but somebody else sings it, and I think it's very very beautiful. Paulo Sorrentino, one of the best.
Dude, you've really pissed Cesar off over here, man.
Well, I'm not going to go into it, but he knows what he did.
Is this do I know what he did? I feel like I do. Maybe I don't.
Well, wait. So let's break this down. So Cesar's saying that my records mostly noise records, which is not true. I've done pop. I've done no. I'm doing a no wave record right now. I've done jazz before, punk jazz before. So I don't understand that logic. It is still noisy. And free jazz, it's the noisy side of jazz, so it still fits the glove, right? But yeah, he's buying shit he shouldn't be buying, and he knows it. And that's all I'm gonna say. So you know what you did, Cesar. But again, I think my point with audiophile things is that if it's already in production, fuck it, release it. But why keep looking at someone else's homework to do the same bands? It's like, no, do you think it does? Because all right, Steely Dan, all right, audiophile band, we all know it's an audiophile thing.
It's a safe bet.
It's a safe bet, yes. But the Doobie Brothers, just because one guy used to fart in their general direction for a few albums, we're gonna do
come on now.
Well, Journey, everybody loves Journey, right? So that's why you do those Journey reissues.
Fucking hate that band.
Journey, yeah, I hate.
We're beating a dead horse.
My biggest problem with The Sopranos, it ends on that dog shit song. I hate it so much. But I loved it. One of my favorites.
Jose, I don't have a problem with them doing the Doobies. It'll be a problem when I don't hate them. Somebody else decides to do that record, but obviously it didn't sell, so no one else is going to do it.
Look, I had FOMO when back in the pandemic. It went up so fast. I could see someone holding whatever right now on the VC, and I'm not the last time I had FOMO was yesterday that a friend got a record from a bazaar.
Tomato Lady?
No. Shout out. It's a girl that has one of the best record stores in San Francisco called Discodelic. They have a label there that's also pretty amazing. They do very interesting stuff. But she just found a $600 record for $2. She posted it on Instagram. I was like, all right. So that I got FOMO from that. But seeing somebody buying the Doobie Brothers hi-fi version, I get more FOMO from seeing someone eat regular pizza, and that shit.
Oh, same.
So I don't know if it was Chris or if it was Dom, but we heard the yawn. You did it a little too close to your mic.
Oh, you are? Yeah. Well, I'm tired. I was out partying with Liam and Noel all night.
My gosh. You were like, you brought the 8-ball, and they're like, no, Groove Seeker. That was 1996, bro.
Did they play my favorite song?
Yes, they played an audio clip of Effin' in the Bushes before they came on stage. So they didn't actually play it. I told you this. I told you they don't actually play it.
Oh, I thought they did.
And 4 people in the crowd knew what it was. 3 of them were from the UK.
I'll tell you a story. On our way out, there was this lady yelling for James, James from Leeds, and I wanted to yell out James, I don't know who she is, but don't look back in anger, James.
As someone that could have gone to see them, but it didn't. I don't know, man. It's just I get very depressed from stadium shows in general.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know a lot of I don't really like a lot of bands that would do that. I saw Lana Del Rey in like a 500 person venue last time I saw her. So I have no real recollection of like how, you know. So
It's
I don't
hard.
know.
It's hard being in a stadium.
Like
It's not easy.
if they brought out swans on the stadium, that would be amazing because nobody would go, and I'll be just like laughing my ass off. But you know,
Come on now.
most of the bands that I like, they never play stadium shows. And I don't know if I like we were talking about Haim the other day, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I would see them at a stadium. That feels weird. It's like a little forceful, you know. It's just
Well, a stadium or an arena, because there's a big difference. Like
a
you're
stadium.
talking
I'm
like,
talking a stadium.
okay,
A stadium.
it's like 65, 75. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
No, it's hard to see anybody at a stadium.
Yes. I don't remember what the last show I went to a stadium was. That was not a festival, right? But
Good question.
I have no idea. Michael Gira is supposedly doing that.
Yeah, Jason, you skipped
How
comments.
dare you?
The last stadium tour I saw was The Cure.
Was that
The
a
guy from
stadium?
The
No,
Cure?
I thought they played arenas that tour.
Is the guy that looks like a vampire still in the band?
What?
In The Cure?
Lol Tolhurst.
Yes, that guy.
It's all original members. Yes, they're all still alive. All still.
Joe,
making
where
it.
did you?
Oh,
Joe,
you know
where did
what?
you see them? Joe, I care about
saw-
the Cure. Where did you see them?
So do I.
You saw him at Moody.
But that's not is that a stadium, Moody Center?
I mean, don't
Wait,
they have
who
to?
the heck is
They
this
play
person
sports. Is what a
taking
stadium's just
personal
where a sports team
YouTube
is.
album?
A stadium would be like going to the University of Texas football stadium and they have a concert versus going to like where the Houston Rockets play basketball. That's an arena.
I don't think I've
So
ever
I
seen a
definitely saw-
stadium show.
It just depends on the
Tom
sport.
Petty.
You mean?
I saw Tom Petty play in a football stadium.
I saw Modest Mouse in Madison Square Garden. It was the funniest shit ever because
But that's a theater, though. Really, it's not.
no,
really
I know. It's I would call that an arena, right?
No, that's an
But-
arena.
arena.
But
That's
but it was so
18.5.
funny because
Yeah.
they were the opening act. A
Arena,
brand new was playing afterwards, and
Brand New played. Wow.
Yeah, after and I left. I didn't see a second of Brand New. I don't like Brand New, but I saw Modest Mouse. I went out, and the whole band was just hanging around the merch table at Madison Square Garden because nobody went to see them on that show. And
Yeah, they knew what they were doing. They took the gig.
and I talked with all of them, and
I love that band.
I'm not gonna say who, but so I asked them, "Hey, it's Johnny Marr ever playing again on Madison Mouth?" And they were like, "He never recalled answers my phone calls." And I was like, "All right."
Oh,
this.
wow.
I don't
So
think he
that
ever
was-
recorded with them. Did he? Only toured, isn't that right?
No. He recorded
Yeah,
two records.
he recorded and
He did
toured.
record.
Yes. Good news for people that love bad news and
The long drive.
The blue record.
oh, they did
The
another
long drive.
EP.
He's not on this
Someone
though.
with nothing to think
No,
Oh,
about.
he's not on that.
He's not on that.
No, he's definitely no, he's on the green one. Good news for people who love bad news. And then
What's the blue one, Antarctic?
Hey, Dom, show that record again because that's one of the best albums ever. No, fuck that one. Put the other one up.
Hey,
I wouldn't
talk
say
about-
I wouldn't say fuck that one, but
Yeah,
these
that
are
record is
these are the
amazing.
two best.
Yeah, the one on the left there,
No, no.
or the right.
My-
the other one.
My favorite,
It's a long
it's
drive.
a long drive for someone with nothing to talk about.
Think about it.
That's one of my favorite records of all time, like in general.
This is this is an epic record for sure. They're both. These are both.
It's a record that if you
Amazing.
like Elliott Smith, it's that era of Wash.
This is a great EP. This is a great EP.
Oh, that's a great. The fruit that ate itself.
That's awesome.
Interest 8.
This is the first thing I ever heard in 1999. the
building
compilation.
something. Do you have the thing that goes on top of it?
The thing
The
that goes
Moon
on top of No.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have the original ones. I don't think that had that.
So here's the real question:
Yeah, that's
can
what
either
I was
one of you
wondering.
name any members of
that's
Modest
really
or is it
big.
just going to be that one
Isaac
guy?
Brock, Jeremiah Green,
Jeremiah
Eric
Green,
Beauty.
No,
he passed
not
away.
Isaac. It's just that guy from Modest Mouse.
If
If you can't say
Just
Robert
shut
Smith's
up.
name, he's just that guy.
I thought Modest Mouse was his name. That's the band's name.
Yeah,
The guy just has a speaking
Mr.
problem,
Mouse.
speech impediment.
Call him
Mr. Mouse. Mr.
Who's
Mouse.
the guy with the speech impediment?
have you ever seen those videos that they're just playing Isaac Brock just saying, "Yeah, well," you
Mhm.
never.
Mhm.
I love it. I saw them. I've seen them. 3
Same.
times.
Yeah.
I've even seen them with less.
Because no
Well,
one cared. Yeah.
That's right.
I love Modest Mouse. Their last 2 records are dog shit.
Thumbs up.
They only
I
have
love
like
it.
they only
I
have like
love
50 fans and 10% of them are on this.
I still have them. I still have them.
You know, I did see them play like an outside like venue. You know, like kind of like like a medium size. I'm trying to think. But Johnny Marr was with them. Did you ever see them with Johnny Marr?
I think
I didn't.
so.
He was really
I saw
good.
before that. Before.
He's super good, but like Isaac Brock, he kind of threw a fit, and like he started yelling at people because they were throwing the beach ball. It was like a summer gig, and he's like, "What the hell is this?" And like the whole audience like went quiet, and then Johnny Marr came up to the mic and goes, "Hey Ohio, how's it going?" Yeah, and everybody was like, "Woo!" I'm like, "Man, Johnny Marr, he knows how to save the show."
Good cop. Good cop.
Isaac Brock, no.
I haven't brought up my singles yet. I guess we can do more, but 45.
Yeah, all my Modest Mouse are in the other room because I play them more often than not. But yeah, you know, it's just guitar wise, I think those records are really really important to me. Because it's just
That's a
one
good
guy
album.
playing guitar, and even if it's overdubs, it just sounds like
His guitar playing influenced me massively.
yeah,
For
me
sure.
too. It's like,
My whole goal is to just try to talk over Jose because he disrespected Robert Smith. I'm not having it.
the disrespect.
You're never gonna forget.
No, fuck that, dude. Hell no. You
The-
don't disrespect Robert Smith.
The guy from the Friday song.
He's written more songs than Isaac Brock did. More better songs, more
Nah.
songs, more albums,
Nah.
better shows, bigger shows.
Hey, the first.
More
I
important
mean,
in music than Isaac
But-
Brock.
don't make me pull out my Cure records. Come on.
Pull them
But-
out.
Although I'll say I saw Modest Mouse in 98, 99 during that era.
That's when I saw him.
The
Yeah.
peak era, right? But the thing was,
No, I don't think that's true.
I ever tell you the story, Isaac Hayes? I want to say Isaac Hayes. Isaac
Hayes?
Brock and I were
Different
trying
brothers.
to trying to see the same girl, and another person was trying to see this same girl, and I
Did he
was
say
at
well?
I was at her house, and she took a phone call, and it was like some dude yelling, and it was like heated. And I was like, "Who was that?" And she said to me, "That was Isaac Brock. He's mad that you're here with me." I'm like, "Oh my." Like, that guy from Modest Mouse? Get out of here.
But you saved the band though, because you did that. The band stayed together.
Yes.
And kept going.
I don't know. I like their guitar playing a lot. I like that they are just alcoholics and they do like pretty songs
jeez.
sometimes. Again, I think it's
No.
I think that Elliott Smith would have way more. He would probably still be alive if he had gone into Modest Mouse instead of like just doing drugs.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Don't talk shit about Elliott Smith.
I'm not.
I'm not making
Wait,
Elliott
was
Smith
there ever a
bitch.
chance? Was there ever a thing that Elliott Smith was going to be in Modest Mouse? That wasn't.
No. But yeah, there's a documentary for
Mhm.
their second record, The Lonesome Crowded West, and he's there just saying like how much he likes it.
Oh, he's just hanging.
It's it's that Olympia, Washington, whatever the
Okay.
circle of Washington State. A lot of people knew each other.
Yeah. Okay.
Lamb Chop. I like Lamb Chop. I
Lamb
don't
Chop,
have
holy
nothing in
shit.
common with Modest Mouse,
No,
but I
the
agree.
kids show.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, she's talking
Isn't
about lamb
Isn't
chop.
it the WWE Raw right now? Like what we're talking right now.
Tommy, you bringing out Elliott Smith? Oh, The Cure.
No, I was asked for Cure.
You got the walk, pornography, part of the Epic trilogy.
Are those the guys from that Friday song?
That's the
There's
first
some
album.
guy with weird hair and a white face.
Weird hair.
Yeah, Head on the Door, one of the best albums ever. Hell yeah, Faith, part of the trilogy. And the third part of the trilogy. That's all
it.
you got? You don't have
Sorry.
Disintegration?
Nope.
What the fuck?
It's like that South Park episode.
How do you not have Disintegration?
Don't need it.
What do you mean?
Don't
Don't need it?
need
No one needs it.
Discuss.
Doesn't need love song. Yeah, you don't need that. You're just.
Wait, what do you mean
Discuss.
discuss? Did you say discuss?
That's why I wanted to take it. No. Discuss. That's why I wanted to take those out because I wanted to see your reaction when I stopped after pornography.
It's okay. Do 17 seconds. I
You
love that.
fucking hipster. What the hell is that?
Guilty.
That's incredible.
The Head on the Door I actually sold, but then I reacquired it because I was like, I do like that.
What about
The top. I was like,
In our short history,
The
that
top.
might
I
be a
don't know
top
about that
3
record.
moment. Holy shit.
I feel
Somebody
like we
give-
need to
somebody
spend
give me a
equal
copy
amount
of
time
Disintegration.
talking about The Cure as we did Modest Mouse. I think that's only fair. So we're going to go 4 hours on the stream.
No, we're not.
Dedicate the rest of the time to The
all
Cure.
right. Let me start looking at the dead wax for you, Joel. Let's see. Okay. No, someone give me a copy of Disintegration. Change my mind.
No. I
Wait,
respect
you
your
heard it.
stance.
Yeah.
I'm not critiquing. I was blown away. That's a top 3
And somebody-
social club moment right there.
All right.
Can somebody change my mind about like the full discography of Bill Evans? I don't have any records. Somebody
I have zero.
Dom's like, let me show you my Dylan collection, and he doesn't have Blonde on Blonde. He's like, no.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Oh,
Hey,
don't
we're
make
not
me do
moving.
that. You're gonna hate me when you see my Dylan collection.
I
Also,
bet Dom has Knocked Out Loaded.
I bet Dom stops at
Desire.
Desire. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually don't
Jose
remember.
is over here trying to get us to stop talking about The Cure so we can talk about Bill Evans. This
No,
doesn't
I
happen.
mentioned him once that if somebody wants to gift me like records.
See, this is true right here. This comment right here. That's why I had to sell it. It wasn't right, and I had to let it go because this wasn't. I mean, it actually
You know
did
what?
sound a bit better, like a bit muddier, but
why wouldn't you
couldn't
like?
keep it.
The reason I like 45 RPM records is because sometimes I want to listen to one song. Like if it's a 7-inch, one song and then move on. I think that's great.
Sure.
I don't think that's bad at all.
Everybody needs Silvio on vinyl.
Silvio, go.
You need-
I bet Dom doesn't own Nashville Skyline. If I had to bet.
Oh, absolutely, I do.
Oh, okay.
you need
Yes,
to listen.
Well, you
to
don't know fucking Disintegration.
But I bet Dom. No, wait. Dom probably has As Good as I've Been.
Good as I've been to you.
The cover,
As
the
Good
cover's
as I've Been
record.
to You.
No, you know what I have is that Joker Man 12 inch.
Oh,
You
really?
do like the reggae remix on there.
I
Hey,
did briefly,
Joker Man.
'cause I
Joker Man is
enjoyed
a
it.
banger.
It's a good
I
one.
enjoyed it, but I passed it on.
Ah,
But I did enjoy it.
Man is a-
When
You
I
know
tell
that-
people the rhythm section on that record, they're like, "What?" I'm like, "No, yeah, for real."
I heard the most
No.
awkward cover of that song too by Built to Spill. Do you know that
Oh,
shitty
yeah,
Dylan tribute?
Yes.
I was like,
Yeah.
what? Doug
Yeah.
trying to sing Bob? Don't do it.
Well, Built to Spill did a, I would call it interesting, Daniel Johnston record not that long ago.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's all I'm gonna say. By the way, I've been on a Guided by Voices kick once again. Every year I have one, because it's nice. But in 30 years, when every Guided by Voices fan is dead, I'm gonna be very happy because finally I'm gonna get all those records because they're expensive as fuck.
You'll never get Propeller if you find a Propeller.
Yeah, no, I'm never. But you know what? Actually, and I had an English teacher from Arkansas, and he was a Guided by Voices fan, and he still owns Propeller sealed, and it's one of my
Did it come
favorite.
sealed? I thought they're all
Yes,
collaged, aren't they?
yes, but they shrink wrap
Did
them.
they shrink wrap them? I didn't realize that.
And my favorite ever cover that I've ever seen from Propeller is his. So
Buddy up.
when he dies, when he dies, I hope he leaves that to me.
I should have bought that. Other Music had it at one point for like $100 back in
Wow.
back in the day. They had it on their like highest part of their wall at some point. It's like, no, what the fuck? $100 for a record.
Store.
I know.
Have
King
you guys?
Weed-
I don't know, Jason. Have you ever been to that store?
Yeah, I went there.
Music?
No, I went
Yeah.
there once.
So sick.
Yeah,
Ga-
small
Guided-
but awesome.
You know, I love how it's just Guided by Voices. Just every song sounds like
Well,
it could be from another band. Just like
Do you have this, Jose? The B1000 Director's Cut?
Oh,
I used to
the,
have
the
that.
three LP version.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
What's the second Guided by Voices record, or the one after
Second?
B1000? No, the one after B1000.
The one with the rooster on it.
Alien Lanes. Alien Lanes.
Yeah, did you
that's
know
that's my favorite.
Alien Lanes, mastered at Sterling by Bob Ludwig? Believe it or not.
Well,
Check.
doing the collapse is the guy from the Cars.
Okay, sick.
Rick Ocasek, he did that one, which is one of the worst records, but I really like it. So
I have it. I don't. Yeah.
you do it.
Even reissues of Propeller are pricey, huh?
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Look, back in print on clear vinyl.
Yeah.
Audiophile pressing.
No,
Wait.
Audiophile GBV.
Sorry.
That's the way to go.
Can't show it. Can't show
Pop
it.
Zeus. I haven't. I think those are one of the records that I would sell last. If I had to sell all my collection, I would keep Guided by Voices for sure. Like they're very fun. I think they have so much music. They should keep doing.
Interesting.
Great. What? Always crush it. What's your favorite
Really?
Guided by Voices song?
Oh God, it's from Alien Lanes probably.
It's probably My Valuable Hunting Knife.
Or
That's a
As We
good
Go
one.
Up, We Go Down. Motorway. Every song's a hit on that record. Come on.
Well, as much as I love that, my favorite song from that is Game of Pricks. A basic bitch, me.
Oof.
But,
Yeah, that's
Track the Rape Train's amazing.
It's a
yes.
heavy one.
But I love those 1 minute song tracks they have sometimes.
Mhm.
So
Many of them.
one of my favorites is Vampire on Titus. You know that record?
Yeah, it's very metallic sounding. It's got a very
Yes. But the B-side, first song, Jar of Cardinals. That's my favorite Guided by Voices song. And it probably will always be. It's just, and there's a video of him like showing the song to them like in rehearsal, and it's very beautiful.
Oh, that's a great. What's that other song on there that's amazing? Shit.
From that record,
Yeah.
well, they have it's all filled with bangers.
Yeah.
Dusted, What About It, E5,
No.
Marches in
Oh,
Orange.
non-absorbing.
Non-absorbent.
Okay.
It's Tovin Sprout, I think. But yeah,
Okay.
I just consistently think. But no, the second Guided by Voices record is called Sandbox. That's why you guys fucked me in the head. The first one, Devil Between the Toes, the one with the rooster. Second one, Sandbox. Third one, Self-Inflicted Aerial Nostalgia. Fourth one, Same Place, The Fly Got Smashed. Then it's Propeller. Then Vampire and Titters. Then B1000. And then Alien Lanes. So, you know.
Yeah, last week I showed that box set of the early albums.
Oh, you have the black box?
Yeah.
They're very thin. They're just like paper sleeve.
It's just like inner sleeve style. Ooh, hot.
How do
Yes.
you, Jose? How do you feel about the Halo benders?
I don't think about it.
I was giving you a chance to save yourself for me, but
We talked. That Halo Benders has come up before, hasn't it?
Yes.
we talked about built to spill.
But you know,
Well, you
Bill,
talk shit about the
Bill-
Cure, and you don't even think about the Halo benders.
I'm wondering if
talking, you know how many things Guided by Voices related can talk to me about? I'm on record as being a Jane Addiction hater.
I'd
Good
probably
for
agree.
you.
I'd probably agree. I never got into them.
It just the name of the record. It's just Ritual de lo Habitual. Every single time I hear that name, I cringe to my last atom and my toe. Just like, yes, Ritual de lo Habitual. Yes, it's in Spanish. Yes. I just hate it. It's just, you know, but it comes with someone that thinks Blind Melon is a way better than band that some bands that I'm not gonna say because I don't want to get burned in this comment section.
Go for
But,
it. Go for it.
You should do it. Go.
REM.
Did you
That's-
just
that's-
say REM?
Yes. All right, I'm gonna leave.
But
now.
you think Blind Melon is better than REM?
I gotta leave too. This is. We've
We're gonna
reached
stop.
it.
We're gonna
We've
stop.
reached
So,
it.
yeah, let's before we all
All right,
leave.
I'm gonna leave.
Audiophile Records. Necessary, not necessary. Oh,
Hate left.
I say good riddance, Jose. Be gone with you. Talking shit about the Cure.
come on now.
Yeah, I think they should be necessary. Let the people have what they want.
Groove Seeker.
They're necessary. Just stop saying they're audiophile. Just put out good reissues.
And Joel.
Mm.
That's your answer? What the?
This is your topic, Joel.
Well, yeah,
Come on.
man. Come on now.
I was just. Do I have clarity? I mean, maybe a little more than I had before the stream. So I'm a writer. That's what I like. That's what I do. I write, and so words matter to me. So I need definitions, and it just sucks that I can't get a definition. You know what I mean? That it's subjective. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of anything in life where the definition of something is muddy. It's just like it's and because you can't have a definition, everybody uses different. Even Jose was talking about having audiophile records, and I thought we had talked about how that's I don't know. Anyway,
I agree with you, Joel. I think you're making the point that
yes.
there's no such thing as an audiophile record. People are audiophiles, and recordings could be pleasing to audiophiles, but you can't put out a record and say it's an audiophile record.
yeah, but people continue to use that phrase. So it's confusing to me, you know what I mean? I still go back to the initial question was I'm holding up a record in my hand and then I say I want an audiophile version of it. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like literally makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how we'll end it. On the dot, I want to thank Groove Seeker, Dom, Joel, and I want to thank everyone in the chat. And we will see you
We're not
next
thinking
time.
Jose.
Looking forward to the audiophile reissue of this.
Oh
in
my
10
gosh.
years.
Yeah.
The album of the century.
So
Amazing.
on 4 LPs, right? 45
And
RPM.
that shit. Yes.
Right.
78. Let's do 78.
Somebody, Joel, I think you're going to be getting a copy of this for me soon. You need to.
I already have it in the store.
Oh, you do? Crack it open, man.
Pop it.
Pop it open.
Cheers.
All right, we'll
Peace.
see you next time. Peace.